The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, this is the official live fight reaction prime time. I said prime time live fight reaction extravaganza for Errol Spence Jr. versus Yordenis Ugas. Big fight in the welterweight division. A lot at stake, a lot up for grabs. You know, gonna be a good one. We've already missed. Not gonna say missed, but like I decided to go live a little bit later because I wanted to today. I didn't want to go live earlier, so I went live later. Right now, as I'm speaking to you guys, we're like in the 10th and final round of Cody Crowley versus Jose Lopez. That's been an interesting fight. You know, Cody Crowley trying to build off of his big win against Kuchatilo Abukakarov. But overall, it's been a good card. You know, earlier we had Brandon Lee score a UD victory against Zachary Ochoa. He didn't stop him, so it's the first time Brandon Lee goes the distance since like 2018. So it's been a long time since Brandon Lee went the full distance, but you know, good experience for him. I'm sure he'll come back better. But he won, good for him. And then the next fight was the huge fight between Styonnis and Butiev and you know, all credit to Styonnis, man. Styonnis has been a guy that I've heard about for a long time. I've seen him fight a couple of times, but I wasn't really overly impressed. Butiev was coming off of the very, very impressive performance against Jamal James. So I actually had Butiev as a slight favorite going into the fight. And Styonnis outboxed him. He outboxed him. He pretty much neutralized the entire jab and arsenal of Butiev. Now, Butiev was still on there throwing punches. He was still very game, very tough, very formidable. But when push came to shove, he just couldn't neutralize the jab of Styonnis. You know what I'm saying? So a really good win for him. You know, I got Styonnis on my radar now, and by the looks of it, it looks like Cody Crowley is going to get the win over Jose Lopez. And then the next fight is Valenzuela versus Francisco Vargas, and then we got Gamboa versus Cruz, and then we got the main event, the Dun Dada, the fight that you guys came here for. You know, Errol Spence Jr. trying to show the world that he is the big fish, you know, and secure that third belt in the welterweight division. So that's really where we're at right now. But, you know, shout out to everybody here. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Take the time to subscribe, you know, and that's just what it is, you know. Am I pixelated right now? Because the picture don't look clear on my phone. Am I a bit pixelated? It's weird. Anyway, we'll make it do what it do. I can't fix the fact that we're in the boondocks and, you know, internet here is shit sometimes. So we'll make it do what it do. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Can you guys hear me? Let's see if they can hear me. Check. Okay. Yeah, so we'll make it do what it do. But let me see. Let's get some comments. You know, I think so yeah, Cody Crowley won the distance with Jose Lopez, so he should be getting the win next. We got hold on, guys. You know what? Hold on. I'm gonna switch to my iPhone. I don't like this picture that we're getting. I'm gonna switch to my iPhone. See if it looks any better. Hold on a second, guys. All right, so here we are. Yeah, how do I look? Am I clear now? Because I want to make sure that we get this shit right. Because I want you guys to see my reactions and really get an idea of what's going on with this fight. I can't have no bullshit internet. I can't have no pixelated picture. We gotta make sure we get everything right here on Untouchable True School Sports Empire before your boy BT goes out here, talking about the sport that we love oh so much. Now, hold on, let me see. Good. Let me see if we're good. Come on. Let me see. Shout out to Hyro. Hyro says, this is going to be a tough fight. And yeah, it's good. It's good. It's a lot better now. Harold says, this is going to be a tough fight for Spence, but I think he can get it down without the judges. Whoa. So he's saying Errol Spence Jr. about to come out here and win fair and square. Ain't going to be no corruption. We gonna see. We're going to see. Milky Way says, we miss you, BT. And I miss you guys as well. It's a pleasure. And ultimately, it's a privilege to be back and talking boxing here at the True School Sports headquarters down here in South Florida. You know, happy about it. Really, really, really happy about it. Let's see. Let's go back to the. Let's go all the way back to the stream. Make sure we get everything right here. Let me see. Yeah. So Cody Crowley gets the decision. Cody Crowley goes to 21-0. I think 21-0 now. Continues to pile on the resume. You know, coming off that big win against Kujatilo Abdulkakarov. So you know, a guy to definitely look out for in this welterweight division, Cody Crowley. Keen Mitch, what's good, champ? How you doing? No.
You know, I had no test scale. I came in 2.5 pounds late.
Let's see. But yeah, make sure you guys smash that like button. Definitely drop whatever questions you have down below, and I'll get to them in a timely manner. I just want to, as soon as I get this whole stream thing set up, because Keen Mitch says, what up, BT? Yo, activate the sponsors. Yes, and only Keen can activate the sponsors. So listen, man, True School Sports and this live, you know, has been brought to you by our unofficial sponsors. You know, I'll let the heavyweight contender and Tyson Fury sparring partner, Gerald Big Baby Miller, tell them who our sponsors are, Big Baby.
Vienna sausage cinnamon buns, Wonder Bread, Kool-Aid with no motherfucking sugar.
There you go. Kool-Aid with no motherfucking sugar. So there you go. Good to see you, Keem. Good to see you here. You know, you're one of the regulars. You're one of the OG viewers. So it's always good to see one of the people like yourself in the live, chiming in, joining us for what figures to be a very, very momentous occasion as Yordenis Ugas looks to become, you know, unified champion, you know, against a very good fighter in Errol Spence.
Trying to make a leap.
You know, but let me see. You know, let's talk about a little bit about the main event before the card proceeds any further. Listen, man, you guys know, like, this fight is a fight that I haven't really cared the most for because I want to just get to the fight that we all want to see, which is Terrence Crawford. I think Errol Spence Jr., PBC, and all parties involved are delaying the inevitable ass beating they're going to catch whenever Crawford gets the hands of them. And now they want to talk a good game, saying they're going to make the fight. I still don't believe them. But, you know, it's a good fight. I don't think we should ever overlook Ugas. You know, Ugas, a lot of people are saying that Errol Spence is going to dog walk Ugas, and he's going to stop Ugas. But this is the same Errol Spence that when he fought Mikey Garcia, when he fought Sean Porter, when he fought Danny Garcia, we had all the same things. Errol's going to do this, and Errol's going to do that, and Errol's going to knock him out, and he's going to beat the piss out of this guy. But guess what? When push came to shove and the lights came on and it came time to really execute, you know, being that that punishing fighter, you know, being the, you know, man down, so to speak, ain't nobody been down in a long time. So I don't think that's going to change tonight. I think if Errol Spence Jr. does beat Ugas, it's going to be more of like a workman-like performance. I'm talking about a fight where we see Errol Spence maybe throw somewhere in the neighborhood of like 650 to 800 punches, break down the body, using that nice volume jab. That's his route to victory. That's his route to victory. It's not him going in there and stopping Ugas. You know, Ugas is a Cuban fighter, yes, but he doesn't have the prototypical Cuban style, so to speak. You know, like, he's a guy that likes to operate in the mid-range. He likes to, you know, move forward, not backward. And the key for Ugas in this fight is really he's got to find a way to cut down the volume jab of Errol Spence. You know, Errol Spence is a guy that throws the most jabs per round in the welterweight division. And this is a guy that has no problems throwing, you know, 30 jabs around, well, you know, 40 jabs around if you let him. So Ugas has to cut that number down. And the more he's able to cut down the output of the Errol Spence Jr. jab, the better chance he'll give himself to ultimately win this fight and shock the world and really just throw a monkey wrench and spoil the welterweight division, because now people think it's the most realistic it's ever been that Crawford and Spence can have it with Spence, with Crawford being a non-top ranked fighter. So that's what it is. And there's Spence walking into the arena, and then there's Ugas. So both Ugas and Spence have made their way into the arena. Ugas is walking into the arena with his girl, which is never a good sign. Every fighter that I've seen walk into the arena with their girlfriend or wife gets their ass beat. So I'll tell you this: if Ugas wins, he's shocking the world on all counts of me, because every fighter I've ever seen, Deontay Wilder, Keith Thurman, even Edgar Berlanga, like Edgar Berlanga walked into the arena with his wife, or with his girl, for the Steve Rose fight, but he still had a bad performance. So I've never seen a fighter win a fight and have a good performance when they walk into the arena with their wives and or girlfriends. So that's something to keep your eyes on for Ugas. But the whole build-up, I've been saying I think Errol Spence is going to win, but then as I sat here and I thought about it and really got into the styles and really looked at just like the weigh-in yesterday, that weigh-in yesterday was very telling to me. I feel like Errol Spence Jr. Pulled away first, like he looked away first. Ugas had like a really stone cold look on his face. So I was leaning towards Ugas about 2 hours ago, an hour ago, but now that I see Ugas bring his girl with him to the arena, now I'm going back towards Spence. So I don't even know, because every fighter that walks into the arena with their girl, right, holding hands and shit, they all get knocked out or they look like trash. So I don't even know anymore. But shout out to all 16 here. Listen, for all 16 here, do me a big favor. Smash that like button so by the time the main event starts, we can get as many people here as possible, because when you guys click that like button, that lets YouTube know that you're rocking with me, you're rocking with True School Sports, and that informs other people that may not be subscribed to the channel that you might want to check this channel out the more likes we have. So please do me a favor on that. Does Styles get a post-fight interview? Curious to hear if he wants to fight the winner tonight. He stepped aside once already. Styles did not give a post-fight interview because his face was incredibly swollen. I mean, this fight with Styles and Butiev was one of these fights where the winner and the loser both took a lot of punishment. Like Butiev lumped them all up. Obviously, if you've seen Styles fight or if you watch the Styles Butiev fight, his punches sound different. I mean, he's very physically strong and imposing, and he was landing a lot of grown man punches. So ain't no interviews from either one of them. They gotta go to the hospital. Key Mitch says, shout out to Omaira Figueroa. Yes, Omaira Figueroa, a lovely woman. Shout out to her. BT, in your heart who's going to win. I got that picture of you wearing a Spence shirt. That was a long... Listen, champ, I sent you that picture. And that was a long time ago when Errol Spence wasn't, acting like a diva. So we'll see what happens tonight. I think regardless, whether Ugas wins or Spence wins, the post-fight interview and the post-fight, aftermath is going to be insane tonight. Come on, BT. Are we really analyzing coming in with the girl in the face-off? No, not the face-off, Jesus. I'm not talking about the face-off. I'm talking about when the fighter gets out the car and he first walks to his locker room in the arena. I'm talking about anytime you see a fighter with his girlfriend or his wife when they're walking into the arena, think about Wilder and Fury. Wilder walking in with his girl. Think about Keith Thurman in the MGM Grand, giving his girl a big hug like they're in a love movie, just minutes before fighting Pacquiao. Edgar Berlanga walked in with his girl, and yes, he beat Steve Rose, but barely. They performed very badly. So I'm just saying, in recent history, when you see a fighter walk in the arena for the first time that night to his locker room with his girl holding hands and being loving, it normally doesn't go well. It almost never goes well. But listen, if Ugas wins, in spite of that, then he's the truth. My younger smacked Mosey's girl. Oh man, that was crazy. Let me see what the comments are. Shout out to everybody here, man. Make sure you smash that like button, so the world can know that you're rocking with your boy BT. The audience audio is scratchy, is it? Can y'all hear me? Oh shit. So I don't know. I guess you can't win. Hold on a second, guys. If Spence wins, he deserves 91. Man, you serious? That's not cool. All right. How do I sound now? Am I any better? Let me know in the comments. Do I sound any better? I don't know what it is. All of a sudden, the internet in this area, because I live out in the boondocks, it's trash. So just let me know if the audio is good or no good, and then I'll switch back to the computer. All right, and we're back. So, am I good now? Can y'all hear me? I don't know why. I don't know why now the internet was good the entire Conor Ben live. Now all of a sudden, audio scratch. This man said you sound like RoboCop. Shout out to my guy Arnold Schwarzenegger. We good? Let me see something. Cause we gotta make sure we have this right. Hold on, guys. Can y'all see me? Like, is the picture clear? Because I don't have this thing. I have this thing like not having clear pictures. So I want to make sure we're good. We're all the way good here on True School Sports, the untouchable True School Sports empire. They're trying to get me beat. They're trying to set me up. They're trying to get me frustrated. But we will not fold. We will not succumb. Look, man, there's 15 of you watching, and we only have like 8 likes. So don't be stingy, man. Hit that freaking like button. Don't be stingy with your boy. But yeah, oh man, shout out to Robert Sanchez. Apparently, Robert Sanchez is at the Errol Spence Jr. fight, and he says, "I just saw a fight in the stands at the Spence fight. I knew it was gonna get ratchet out here. Of course." You got like the whole entire LDBC out there, so you can only imagine what that crowd is like. One SSS says, honestly, fuck both Ugas and Errol Spence. Bring on Crawford. I love him so much. I have a tattoo of him being undisputed. Man, Terrence Crawford is so good. I might need to get a tattoo of him being undisputed. That's how much I love Crawford, man. Crawford. I like Crawford so much that sometimes, man, it's like, man, I almost like Crawford just as much as Chocolatito, and I love Chocolatito. So to even be like anywhere close to Chocolatito is crazy. It means you're a great fighter, and I really like you. He says, joking, Spence deserves at least 60-40 against Crawford. Absolutely not. It should be 50-50. It's not. I know what they fight is not going to be 50-50, but it should be 50-50. Neither one of them are. I mean, I guess now you could say with Ugas that this is a feather in his cap, but they need each other. I think it should be 50-50 or 40-40, and the winner can get the extra 20. That's what I think. But T20 says nothing beats the fight in the stands at the Ruiz Areola fight. That was crazy. Like even when even when on TV you could see all the fights going on. So I couldn't imagine what it was like being there at the. Damn, BT, did someone spike your water and use egg weights? LOL, just kidding, bro. No, we good, champ. We good. That's right. Crawford is the big fish. Harold said exposed. I'm clipping that to Shakur. Clip whatever you want to Shakur. Chalatita is my favorite fighter, but you guys know I love Crawford. You guys know I love Crawford. What's not to love? You gotta be a real asshole to not like Terence Crawford if you're a boxing fan. Anyway, let's see. My phone charged yet? Nope. I might miss some of your comments, guys, because my phone wound up dying, so I might have to get to the comments a little bit later on. Let me see. Is there a charger port here? There is. All right. So this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna take my phone charger. I'm gonna plug it in this shit right here, and then I have my phone charged soon enough. So yeah, when my phone charges, I'll get to everybody's comments. So if I'm not reading no comments, don't take no offense to it. I'm just waiting for my phone to charge. So yeah, next fight on the card is Jose Raul Valenzuela. You know, Valenzuela obviously made a lot of noise when he started beating up on Teofimo Lopez and sparring, and all those reports came out. He's been getting some good solid victories on some of the lower level PBC shows. He's a good volume puncher coming up in the lightweight division, and he's going to get a good test right now against the former WBC champion El Bandido. You know, Francisco Vargas, you know, a guy that was in Fight of the Year with Takashi Miura back in the day. So should be a good test for him. You know, for as shot worn as Vargas is, Vargas did take Isaac Cruz the full distance, so there is still some durability there with him. And it's a chance for Raul Valenzuela to make a statement and get his first like real notable name on his resume. You know what I'm saying? So it'll be a good one. But yeah, let me see. Oh, and yeah, you know, Raul Valenzuela is obviously part of the David Benavidez Team Benavidez stable of fighters. They got a good stable of young fighters there. Like they got him, obviously David himself, obviously Jose, and the most recent edition just fought back in March, and Diego Pacheco. So you know, a good group of fighters there in the Team Benavidez stable. But yeah, there's Jose Valenzuela. Let's put the sound on so you guys can hear.
Favorable reception from the fans here in Arlington, and I expect the same here. And you know what, he fought here at AT&T Stadium before, but it wasn't on the televised portion, or it was streaming, so it didn't have the attendance that it does now, as people are really getting ready, as we are inching closer to our main event, the welterweight unification showdown.
Make sure you smash that like button, guys.
And let's take a look at our tail of the tape for this. Our next matchup in the lightweight division.
Man, Francisco Vargas is 15 years older than this kid.
The age is in favor of Valenzuela. The height and the reach in favor of the undefeated Valenzuela.
Yeah, absolutely. And the younger and youthful legs.
Oh, outstanding, without question.
Man, AT&T Stadium got a pretty good crowd there today, so good for Spence.
Fighter cannot be saved without any. Fight is official after 4.
Andy, what's good, champ? How you doing? Good to see you as always. Are you home? Where's Pops? Pops is hanging out with some family right now that came out of town at the worst possible time. So no Pops tonight. It's gonna be me.
Our judges scoring for ringside from Colorado, Joseph Mason. From Nevada, Chris Migliori, and from Texas,
DW, what's good, champ? How you living? We back.
After the introductions, Mark.
No, I think the fight, whoever wins the fight is going the distance.
A boxing schedule for the WBC Continental Americas.
That's what I'm hoping for. I thought the same thing until Ugas walked into the arena with his girl holding hands. That's never a good sign. That's never ever a good sign. So I'm switching my pick back to Spence. Just on that.
Weighed in at 134 1/2 pounds. With a record of 27 wins, 3 losses, and 2 draws, he has 19 wins.
Let me know where you guys are watching from. Let me know what city, what state, what continent you guys are watching from. I want to see how international we are on the broadcast. So I'll give you a shout out. Just let me know where you're at. I'm back in the town. I'm back in South Florida. So, yeah.
And his opponent across the ring, finding out of the blue.
You forget that he always does that.
Wearing white trunks,
that's true.
Fighting out of Seattle,
does.
Washington by way of Los Mochis.
But now he's fighting Errol Spence, so it's a bit different.
He weighed in at 134 3/4 pounds. He is undefeated.
Yeah, it looks packed. Just looking at the stands, it looks relatively packed. I heard through the grapevine that they were expecting upwards of like 30,000 plus, so real good. I'm praying that Ugas doesn't win because I don't want BT to have the benefit of the doubt. Let's go, Spence. Welcome home, BT. The Panthers with the win on Friday. Yeah, I was there last night. The greatest show on ice since Disney on Ice. The Florida Panthers, the best team in hockey. I had a chance to go. I had great seats last night. Me and my boy Juan Pablo was out there last night. 6-1. Great game. Great game. Had an amazing time. Ugas is definitely a top 5 welterweight. I think anybody who says otherwise is foolish.
So it is an all-Mexican lightweight showdown between Jose Valenzuela and Francisco Vargas. Let's not forget when people are thinking, oh, Vargas is over the hill, he's cooked, this and that. Well, here's why I say I don't think just yet. Because, Miguel, you and I were in Houston on the undercard of Jamal Charlo and Montiel, in which Vargas went the distance with Isaac Cruz. And that was
all right, here we go.
Cruz.
Wild Valenzuela versus Francisco Vargas. You know, probably one of the most interesting fights on the undercard. Vargas in the red trunks and yellow trim. Valenzuela in the white trunks with the red and green accents of Mexico. So the Southpaw versus Orthodox matchup. Wild Valenzuela. Throws the jab. Vargas slips on the inside, makes a miss. Vargas probing with the jab. Valenzuela throws a left hand that just falls short. Vargas throws a double jab right hand that grazes Valenzuela. Good jab again from Rayo Valenzuela. There you go, and a straight left hand to the body from El Rayo. It is Rayo's 12th professional fight, so he's fighting his first former world champion in his 12th pro fight. Not bad for the young kid from Los Mochis, Mexico. There you go, Rayo with an uppercut, straight left hand to the body, and then Vargas presses forward and tries to maul Rayo. Rayo ties him up, and the referee now separates the two.
They failed on those tests because they just have not developed that type of experience.
Oh! Rayo Valenzuela drops Vargas in the first round, and they waved it off. Rayo Valenzuela. Oh my God. A star is born. Cruz couldn't even do that. Man. Rayo put a straight beat down on him. I mean, maybe you could say that was a bit of a premature stoppage, but he got lit up with a big straight left hand. So in the biggest fight of Rayo Valenzuela's career, he scores the best knockout of Rayo Valenzuela's career. And I think on that note, Francisco Vargas, you've had a remarkable career in the sport of boxing, giving me and the boxing fans many great nights. But my friend, it is time to hang him up. That's it. Shout out to Josito Lopez. He's had a solid career. He should hang him up before someone sleeps him. I believe so myself. You know, another guy. I think Josito and El Bandito got to hang it up because they can't compete at that level right now. They call him El Rayo for a reason. One thing about Rayo is he's never afraid to let those hands go. This was no different case, and just a really sharp 1-2 down the pipe. And listen, I was saying it recently. I said in a video back in January that I did that the fight that I really want to see for Rayo that I think makes so much sense would be him versus the ghost, Frank Martin. You know, Frank Martin's a good young fighter on the come up as well, as is Rayo. I think if the PBC is looking to make a good fight between two young fighters, to put the O's on the line, that'd be a great one, a great fight. Should it be Conor Benn to fight Kell Brook or Amir Khan next? Really, the fight he should be taking is David Avanesyan, but of those two, I would say Kell Brook. But hopefully Cruz can't yell Gamboa. He needs to retire. He's 40. We'll see. But if we're comparing performances, Raul Valenzuela looked a lot better against Vargas than Isaac Cruz did. Man, there's not even really a whole lot to dissect from the fight because he just lit him up and got him out of there. Shout out to Rayo, man. I had a chance to meet Rayo back in early March at the Cholatito Julio Cesar Martinez fight, and just a really down-to-earth young man, really cool guy, just very personable. It's hard not to like him when you meet him, and I was a fan of his before I met him, so Isaac Cruz versus El Rayo next. I wouldn't mind it. We've been hearing Isaac Cruz's name get thrown around with guys like Ryan Garcia, but I would like to see. Oh yeah, it was an overhand right. Overhand left. He got caught with an overhand left that he didn't even see coming, and his legs buckled and he froze when he got hit. So it was a legitimate knockdown. Yeah. It sucks that Gamboa didn't have the competition when he was in his prime. Yeah, it is what it is. What weight division is Rayo? Rayo is a lightweight, 135. So, another guy's name you could just throw in at 135. Did you see what Benavidez is wearing? No. What was he wearing? Enlighten me. Shout out to all 23 of you here. Make sure you smash that like button so we can get more people in here, and so that YouTube knows that you guys fuck with your boy BT and that you guys love what's going on here. So that people that don't watch the channel or that aren't subscribed to the channel yet can get this live on their feed. I don't know how many likes we got now, but let's try to get this shit to at least like 50 to 75 likes before the main event. I know we don't have a lot of time, but run it up. Hit that like button.
A one-hitter quitter.
Yeah, that was a straight one-hitter quitter.
Valenzuela. And like you said, he has arrived. And there you see over his left shoulder, David Benavidez. Man, David Benavidez looked like a drug dealer on South Beach. It looks like David Benavidez is moving 8 kilos of coke on South Beach. He got the thick glasses. Louis MD3, why? What do you mean, why? Hey, shout out to my guy, Michael Ryan Pitts out there in Alabama. Why couldn't he still fight? I don't know. Personally, look, I thought it was a bit of a premature stoppage, but he got hit with a flush overhand left and his legs buckled. The referee clearly saw something that maybe we couldn't see. But yeah, either way, it was a very well-timed left hand. I think he could have continued personally, but he's 37. He's got a lot of wear and tear on the body, so maybe that played a role with the referee's decision. But I personally thought that he could have fought more. So Raul Valenzuela improves to 12-0 with 8 KOs, the 8th KO being the best KO of his career thus far. He's undefeated here at AT&T Stadium, undefeated overall. 12-0 his record with 8 wins coming by way of knockout, and he's standing by.
All right, so here's Raul Valenzuela. So let's hear what we got to say.
Jose,
Fuck. I don't know what happened with this damn stream, but let me see. They call me Big LA.
When I saw it opening,
what were you expecting in this fight?
I was expecting him to come forward, throw a lot of punches. He was coming forward aggressively, but I stayed patient and I was using my jab and going to the body and waiting for him to open.
How do you manage to stay patient? You're 22 years old.
Working alongside this guy right here, man, David Benavidez. He's a champion himself, and he shows me a lot of things in and out.
What has he taught you specifically that you are able to apply during these fights?
Well, I get a chance to look behind the scenes and see what he does and what he goes through. So he just tells me to be patient, take my time with it, and that's what I did.
All right, Jose, let's take a look at the monitor and tell us from your vantage point what happened as you came in with this wide right to set up the knockout.
So I feint with the jab, let's take a step back, and then go over the overhand. Beautiful.
Do you think he was going to get up?
Oh, man.
That was it.
Vargas had that
I was
whiplash.
expecting him to get up, but then I took another look back and he was still down. So, you know, it was a good hard punch. But I want to thank Bandido Vargas. Le quiero dar las gracias por esa oportunidad de pelear con usted. Siempre va a ser un gran campeón.
You've now knocked out 8 opponents, 8 stoppages in your 12 fights. Where do you go with this potential now? Where do you have to improve?
Just keep fighting these good fights. You know, guys like him, rugged fighters. Whatever Heyman has planned for me, I'm willing to do. But, you know, I would like to fight all these top guys.
You'd like to come back soon now since this was such quick work?
Yeah, as soon as possible.
We look forward to it.
Le quiero dar unas gracias a toda mi gente de Sinaloa, Sonora, mi familia de Seattle y a toda la Washington. Muchas gracias por el apoyo.
Please translate that for us.
I want to thank everybody, all my family, my friends from Sinaloa, Sonora, and all my people from Seattle, Washington.
Jose, congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so there you have it. Rob Valenzuela, he wasn't here for a long time, but he damn sure had a good time. He stops his first former world champion, and he does it in an emphatic fashion as he does it in round number 1. You know, so that's what it is, man. But listen, we got the co-main event next. We got Cruz fighting the corpse of Gamboa. Hopefully Gamboa can have a good performance and make it an interesting occasion because, you know, he hasn't really been stopped like recently. He took Devin Haney the distance, and he got to the 12th round with Tank with basically one leg. So, you know, we'll see, man. But we here, man. I'm back home, champ. I'm back home. We back home, man. I miss this place. I miss this room. I miss the set. Like there's nothing like being in this room, going live for a fight, talking boxing with all you lovely people, giving you guys my perspective, how I see the fights. And yeah, just thank you guys for all the love and support. Definitely take the time to subscribe and like, and you know, if you really want to support, super chat, you know, but we here. So yeah, man, like the big elephant in the room is obviously Terrence Bud Crawford. He's really where all roads lead to, no matter who wins this damn fight. But obviously, most people want Spence to win this fight because they want to see Spence versus Crawford. Now, for me, I'm of the mindset that, you know, they delayed the fight. They had delayed the fight for such a long time that I don't even care who wins or loses, you know. One SSS says, why are you not sitting on the couch, BT? Your TV is on your floor. What's the new setup? Well, I mean, I can still see the TV. I wouldn't really call this a new setup. You know, I've shot videos with my table right here. And, you know, I like it. I feel more like up when I'm like this. So Pop's ain't here. So I'm just, that's what we're doing for today. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. Is Stacy still training Gamboa, or is he co-training Gamboa? Well, he was always co-training Gamboa. I actually don't even know. I have no clue. I couldn't tell you. I don't know. That don't matter. Foreman did better against Frazier than Ali. It can't be judged that way. Well, no, you're right. I mean, Liam Williams did better against Alantez Fox than Demetrius Andrade, and he wound up losing to Demetrius Andrade. So you're absolutely right. I'm just saying that I'm only saying that to say that it's a good statement for Ryo. I'm not saying that because I think Ryo is better than Cruz or Cruz better than Ryo. Truthfully, I don't know. They have to fight each other for me to find out. But it's a good statement nonetheless for the young man's career. But yeah, man, just moments away from Ugas and Spence, you know. Let's talk about the journey both these men have had to get to this point. And I guess we'll start with Ugas, you know. Ugas was a 2008 Olympic bronze medalist. He was signed to Top Rank, lost some tough fights early in his career on multiple occasions. They pretty much said, Ugas, you ain't shit. They dropped him. You know, continued to fight on. Eventually fought Amir Youngmaster Imam when he was supposed to be the next big thing in boxing. Amir Imam beat him. Then, you know, Ugas had to take the tough fights on short money from guys like Brian Perella to Jamal James to Ray Robinson, which, by the way, he's still the only guy to this very day to stop Ray Robinson. So that was a big feather in his cap. You know, obviously he had that big fight with Showtime Sean Porter, which, you know, I thought he won. You know, Ugas then went ahead and you know, he beat the guys like Abel Ramos, and I think he beat Omar Figueroa, whatever his name is. And then now he ultimately wound up getting this big chance against the legend, the all-time great, the 8th division champion, Manny Pacquiao. And now he has a chance to really, really stick his flag in the ground and establish himself as one of not just one of the best welterweights, but I'll tell you this. If he beats Errol Spence Jr., it's fair to say that you could say Ugas has one of the best resumes in boxing, because then you look at Spence, Pacquiao, being the only guy to stop Ray Robinson. Most people thought he beat Sean Porter. So a lot on the line for him tonight. As far as Spence, the kid, Spence was a blue chip amateur, guy that he beat Amir Imam in the amateurs. Speaking of Amir Imam, he beat him in the amateurs. Spence got a lot of hype before he really even beat anybody of note in boxing. He wound up getting a lot of hype because Mayweather had that sparring session where he gave Mayweather a black eye, and Mayweather was talking about how good he was, and so that really put him on the radar early and most possibly put on the radar. I was there, and what's crazy is, like, I don't know if you guys know this, but today is actually the 6-year anniversary of Errol Spence's fight with Chris Algieri. So I was there for that night. He beat the shit out of Chris Algieri, and we knew that at that point in time, Errol Spence was going to have a chance to really push on in his career, and he has. So shout out to Errol Spence Jr. Beat guys like Lamont Peterson. He beat Kell Brook when Kell Brook was the #1 rated welterweight at the time on Ring Magazine. Went to the road to do it. So he's been a very, very consistent performer. The thing about Spence is Errol Spence isn't flashy. He don't got the most power. He's not athletic like a Jerome Boots Ennis, but he just gets the job done. Like, he said it best in one of his interviews this week. He said he's like the Tim Duncan of boxing, which I don't think he's as good at boxing as Tim Duncan was at basketball, but I see his point. Like, Tim Duncan wasn't flashy. He just knew how to get shit done. But I definitely see where the truth is coming from. It's absolutely a great night for boxing.
Against Yordenis Ugas. And again, we go back to revisit some of the final.
Make sure y'all smash that like button. I don't know where we at with likes, but run it up. Keep that number increasing.
I'm looking to put on a great show, a great performance in front of my hometown. I know you guys come to fight. I know his coach. You got a so-called great game plan. On Saturday now.
Absolutely. Outclassing young, hungry guys. A lot of high-risk, low-reward type fights. You're right.
WBA to my title. So I had 3 belts. That means 1 more. Ugas, he's a tough fighter. He's a guy that's he embraces the fight. He embraces the want to go toe-to-toe. If he has to, he do anything to win. I'm that type of guy. I'm the guy that if I have to go toe-to-toe, I will. If I got to stand there and fight, I will. So I think, we get in the clinch and we start fighting, then I don't think it's going to go to
Hey, Boxeo Cubano, let's see how the Cubans do tonight. If either Cuban wins, it's going to be a big deal. If Gamboa somehow beats Cruz or Ugas beats Spence, it's going to be a big deal because of both underdogs. Jamal Charlo just said he's fighting his mandatory. LOL, that Selecki is his mandatory. Man, look, I'm trying to keep this live nice and positive. I don't want to talk too much about Jamal Charlo. Like, Jamal Charlo is one of the biggest waste of talent in boxing. Guy has the tools to actually be something in the sport, but he pisses it away by being complacent and fighting guys that Demetrius Andrade already beat like 3-4 years ago. So, I'm off Charlo. I like Charlo. I think he's a very skilled fighter, but he ducked Demetrius Andrade. He's talking about Spence. Yeah, he smashed Mikey Garcia. He did, but anybody who knew anything about boxing knew that was not going to be a competitive fight. That was a straight cash grab. Mikey Garcia was more comfortable losing to Spence than actually fighting the rival in his division, Lomachenko. So, God bless him. He got his money. I hope it was worth it, but, lost some respect there for me. I can't wait to see some of the Cubans that won the gold in the Olympics come to the pros. Well, yeah, obviously there's a lot of, anticipation with Andy Cruz, most notably the guy that beat Keyshawn Davis. He'll be fighting really soon in the pros, because now apparently they're allowing the Cubans to turn pro in Cuba, bringing professional boxing back to Cuba. So hopefully that bodes well for the Cubans, so they don't gotta try to defect so many times and have 400 fights and then come to America. later on in life. It'd be nice to see the Cuban fighters get to develop at a younger age, Ordinary Pizza, what's up? What's up, BT? Loving the haircut. Yeah, Pops gave it to me, actually. I told Pops my hair was getting too long and cut. I said, Pops, just give me the baldy. Shave my head. And he did a hell of a job. So, yeah, shout out to him. Many guys at 140 could beat Mikey. Absolutely. Regis Prograis would have beat the shit out of Mikey. That's why Mikey didn't want to fight him. And then what's funny was he avoided Regis and still lost to Sandor Martin. So when you don't do what's right and just, eventually you get punished for it in the end. So, and then what's crazy is, guys, I'm gonna tell you a little story. Not this trip in Vegas, but the previous trip I had in Vegas towards the end of 2021. I was in the MGM Grand one night after Devin Haney had just beat Jojo Diaz, and I was sitting there waiting for my boy Johnny and Angelo Leo to come get me because we were all supposed to hang out that night. And Angelo tells me, "Hey, BT, Mikey Garcia's over there. He's trying to get an interview." So I was like, "Man, like, I don't want to interview him. Like, I don't like Mikey Garcia." But I said, "You know what? I'll ask." So I go. Mikey Garcia's walking. And I said, "Hey, man, I want to interview you." He was like, "Man, not today, man. Man, not today." Like he said it in a really, like, I guess like you could say like a bit of a whiny voice. "Not today, man. I'm just leaving now," which is bullshit because the fight he was probably at the fight and he probably went to his car to go get some money to gamble. That's probably what he went to go do. But yeah, anyway. Is Crawford versus Ugas at 50-50? If no, then why not? That's a good question. I think that could be a 50-50 fight because, Yordenis Ugas is very, very good at counterpunching. He's got a very good straight right hand. Sometimes Crawford, especially in the early rounds, he doesn't really throw straight punches in the early parts of fights when he's collecting information on fighters and trying to figure out what the tendencies are. So I really think that's a fight where early on Ugas can really have his way, and it might even be a little bit like the Sean Porter fight. Maybe it might even be harder than the Sean Porter fight because Ugas has the patience, the skills, and people don't talk about this enough, but Ugas is a big dude. Like you don't understand how big this man is until you get in front of him. A big welterweight. So I think he's got the physical strength, the skills to really make that a tough fight if it ever came to be a possibility. Yeah, they have to. I didn't even know Andy Cruz was that old. So, they're going to have to really make it a point to fast track him, much like a guy like Robeisy Ramirez and things like that. So, yeah. It's your boy BT, Brendan Taylor. It's 10:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's the untouchable True School Sports Empire. I appreciate all 33 of you that are here. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Definitely take the time to subscribe and definitely take the time to super chat if you really enjoy what's going on the channel. Now, programming reminder for the next 2 weeks. Next Saturday we will be live for Tyson Fury versus Dillian White. That should be a really fun fight to go live for. That undercard is looking a bit brutal, but I'll be live for it. Also, the following week, we're going to have the fight that most of us have been waiting for with a lot of anticipation between Shakur Stevenson and Oscar Valdez. That's obviously a big fight. You also have the biggest fight in women's boxing for now in Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano. So that's really what we have going on as far as the rest of April is concerned. So make sure you guys make plans to be with me here for all those lives. V Desire says Raul Valenzuela versus Frank Martin. That's the fight I want. I made a video about it back in January. That's the fight I truly want. I think you're talking about one southpaw who's got speed and a lot of power in Raul Valenzuela, not afraid to throw punches. Then you got Frank Martin, a guy with a lot of athleticism, a guy who maybe doesn't have the power of a Raul, but has the speed, intelligence, and punch placement to really make it a tough fight. So I think that would be a good fight between two young guys. And I can only hope, I won't hold my breath, but I hope that PBC has explored making that fight happen because that's a great fight, in my opinion. Claressa versus the female Tyson Fury. She punches way harder than Tyson Fury does as far as in women's boxing. She can crack. I mean, you watch a Savannah Marshall fight, she got that fight-changing punching power. You watch videos of her training, she's got real thumping, real TNT in them hands. So, yeah. But she does have the the fluidity and the relaxation of a Tyson Fury. And that all goes back down to like her trainer. For those that don't know, Savannah Marshall's head trainer and lead trainer is Tyson Fury's uncle, Peter Fury. You know, so that's what I believe that comes from. Ugas says if he wins, he wants Crawford, and Ugas said he wanted straight unification. Do you believe Ugas? I do. I do believe Ugas. Ugas to me strikes me as a real deal, like 10 toes down type of guy. You know, he walks it like he talks it, and there's no bullshit when it comes to Ugas. So I believe him. Who do I think would win that fight between Frank Martin and Raya? That's a good question. I've only seen Frank Martin fight a couple times, and I didn't really make much of the fight because of the opponents he fought. But if you would, I'm probably right now leaning a bit more towards Ryo. I think Ryo, his power and his work rate down the middle part and the later part of the fight, that would be the difference. I don't think Frank Martin has that kind of punch power to stop Ryo. Maybe he could outbox him, but you know, that's what it is. But anyway, we turn our attention to the co-main event. Yukio Gamboa is making his way to the ring. Make sure you guys smash that like button and definitely take the time to subscribe. Sound on.
Gamboa making his way to the ring here. The Cuban gold medalist from 2004. He has had a terrific career, but losses to Gervonta Davis, in which he snapped his Achilles in the second round, and he lasted pretty.
So Yukio Gamboa, the former world champion, former pound-for-pound fighter, former gold medalist, you know, an accomplished fighter, a proud man. He's showing, here he is on his way to the ring, trying to derail the Isaac Cruz hype train. That's what I thought. I couldn't figure out what the hell he was praying on in the All Access, but it might be Santeria. He talks about God a lot, but that's very vague. Like, we talking about Jesus? I know you ain't Muslim because you don't have no, like, you don't have any traits that lead me to believe that you're a Muslim. So, you know, Gamboa sure did ruin his career. Well, it was Gamboa in association with 50 Cent and SMS Promotions. That's what ruined his career. All right, so Gamboa is in the ring, former unified featherweight champion, one of the best fighters come out of Cuba in the modern era of boxing. You know, listen, for me, I want to see Gamboa put on I want to see him turn back the clock tonight. I doubt that he will, because you know Cruz is a young, fresh, you know, pit bull. And here he is, the pit bull, Eastside Cruz, making his way to the ring. First fight since that incredibly competitive fight with Gervonta Davis. His stock went up even in a loss. And tonight for him to come on and make a statement against a guy who's been champion, a guy in Gamboa who is an accomplished fighter.
It's always a very pro-Mexican crowd here in Texas, especially in Arlington in the Dallas area. As you see Isaac Cruz,
I gotta give it to Isaac Cruz. That is a badass outfit he got on. He got the red sombrero, black robe. I think it's like a red dragon or some shit. He's got these little stripes going on the side. Okay, we see you, Isaac. We see you, Pitbull. That's that Mexican swag, that Mexican shit. Shout out to Isaac Cruz. Coming out with the mariachi band. He's doing the Mexican culture proud right now. That's the question we all want to know. You know, when Spence gets hit in the eye, we'll see. That's why we're all here. That's why I'm here. That's why you're here. That's why the other people that are in this chat are here. We want to see how Spence reacts. Yeah, I mean, Gamboa had a lot of problems outside the ring that I know about. I'm not going to get into them, but like I know someone who's actually part of his team right now, and so I know a little bit about Gamboa outside of boxing. I actually know one person that's part of his team, and then I know the me and Gamboa actually have the same barber, so you know I I know some things about Gamboa.
As you said earlier, there was negotiations between Ryan Garcia and Isak Cruz leading up to.
Hey, but you gotta give Isak Cruz, and the man's come a long way. You know, funny is like when Charlo fought Montiel and I was in Houston. You know, obviously you guys know my good friend is Angelo Leo. He fought on the same card as Cruz. Isak Cruz was like 2 doors down from us. We saw Isak Cruz like 10, 15 times. This dude was always outside, walking around, probably eating.
But you cannot overlook Yordenis Ugas.
Well, Isak Cruz has those plans, and he is getting showered with a lot of love and cheers. But first, he has to beat the Cuban gold medalist, the former super featherweight champion.
Definitely SMS emotions, but Rock Nation isn't far behind. But I would say SMS.
Here at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. It's just our co-main event. Coming up, it'll be Errol Spence Jr.
For those of you who are here for Spencer Ugas, the main event is next. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Definitely keep supporting.
For our co-main event, you see that. Gamboa, 17 years older than that of Cruz.
If you're new to this channel, please subscribe. There's lots of great boxing content, so you don't want to miss any of it. Join the home of boxing. Join the untouchable True School Sports Empire.
But his official after 4 rounds have been completed. So now let's send it up to ring announcer begin.
So here come the ring announcements right here.
Well, fans, from AT&T Stadium here in Arlington, Texas, Premier Boxing Champions presents the co-main event of the evening, brought to you by Man Down Promotions, TGB Promotions, and Showtime. This bout is sanctioned by the WBO. The president is Francisco Valcarcel, supervisor Gino.
That could be a huge problem for Spence. That's why I'm so excited about the style matchup. What adjustments are going to be made from both sides? You know? Nosy Rosie, what's good? Good to see you.
After the introductions, Mark Calloy. All right, fans, here we go with the co-main event of the evening. 10 rounds of boxing scheduled for the WBO Intercontinental Lightweight Championship. Introducing you first on my right, hiding out the red corner, wearing red, white, and blue trunks.
It's yours, Gamboa.
Miami, Florida, by way of Guantanamo, Cuba. He weighed in at 134 1/4 pounds. With a record of 30 wins, 4 losses. He has 18 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the acclaimed former unified champion of the world, known as El Ciclón de Guantanamo, introducing Yordenis Gamboa.
There you go. There you go, Gamboa. We see you, champ.
And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing red trunks with black trim. Hailing from Mexico City, La Ciudad de Mexico. He weighed in at 134 3/4 pounds. With a record of 22 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw. He has 15 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the exciting former world title challenger and the.
Why the hell is Sean Gibbons holding up a WBO patch?
Number 4 ranked lightweight in the world, introducing Isak Pitbull Cruz. And once again, a referee in charge. Now to give instructions, Mark Calloy.
Right, here we go. So, co-main event just about to be underway. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe. We're gonna see what Gamboa has left in the tank, and if it's enough to give Isak Cruz any trouble.
So it is our co-main event tonight.
Main event next.
Cruz and Yordenis Gamboa. Cruz looking to get back in the win column after losing at the hands of Gervonta Davis. Meantime, for Yordenis Gamboa, he has lost 2 straight. He understands this might be his final major opportunity on the stage.
All right, so here we go. Round number 1, Gamboa versus Isaac Cruz. Gamboa in the Cuban flag and American flag trunks, much respect, and Cruz is in the red
Cruz is a
trunks.
very aggressive fighter, loves to come forward. Certainly not a counterpuncher whatsoever.
Good jab so far from Gamboa.
Right.
Ooh! Oh shit! Gamboa been touched with the left hook, and his legs are buckling. Oh no! So Gamboa is already hurt here in round number 1. Oh my God! Another left hook from Isaac Cruz. Pitbull Cruz is off to a great start.
He knows Gamboa's still on shaky legs, and he doesn't want to let him off the hook.
Gamboa's on shaky legs.
Living up to his nickname, going like a pit bull, charging right after the
Body shot from Cruz.
Cruz unloading an uppercut as Gamboa dipped his head. Look at Cruz.
Good jab from Gamboa.
Reception here, again.
Gamboa getting his leg under him after the big left hook.
Right now,
He was very fortunate to not get dropped.
Cruz soaked up the adrenaline. Oh, big shot there by.
Okay, Gamboa with the counter left hook.
He still does not have his faculties of argument. Now he's trying to assert himself.
Oh, counter left hook from Gamboa, but then a left hook by Cruz, and Gamboa got wobbled again.
Gamboa is on skates right now.
1 minute and 20 seconds left here in round 1. Gamboa is in trouble. Man's in trouble right now.
75 seconds to do damage. Does Isaac Cruz? He's already done quite a bit.
But when he doesn't get hit, he boxes very well against Cruz.
His guard tight, but then when he unloads, he throws heavy hands with bad intentions written all over it. And Cruz is still very fresh. I guess the one concern you would have is you don't want him to unload.
There you go. Good left hook by Gamboa.
Punch himself out. That would jeopardize the rest of this fight. But again, he's got Gamboa extremely hurt. Gamboa's fighting very smart. He's doing the veteran move, tying him up, trying to get his faculties together. But certainly not a fantastic start for Gamboa. Well, the one thing is that he didn't take.
There you go. Gamboa makes Isaac Cruz miss 2 right hands.
But one thing to take note of is that Gamboa is a veteran. This guy has been
Damn.
a former world
Call this man
champion.
the old Roy Jones.
He knows what it is to be in bad spots. Oh, big shot.
Oh, big right hand from Cruz.
Cruz again. He's unloading. Look at this. As you said, Ray, his persona changes once he steps into that ring, and he does become a pit-bull. Yes, he does.
There you go. Okay.
Final moments of the first.
Oh, good right hand by Gamboa.
Cruz.
So,
And that'll end the first.
a really intriguing first round. You know, Cruz didn't land. I don't think he landed as many shots as Gamboa. Maybe he did, but Gamboa actually, when Gamboa wasn't getting touched, he was boxing pretty well. So I think if Gamboa can get the timing down of Cruz and get out the way, he's gonna give himself a chance. But you know, at least he can say he did better than what was it, Diego Magdaleno? Because man, when I was there in San Antonio at the Alamo Dome when Magdaleno got flatlined in 1 round by Isaac Cruz. That was actually, you could say, probably my real like introduction to Isaac Cruz, because I hadn't really seen or heard much about him until that fight. So, let's see. Yeah, shout out to all 32 of you here. Your boy BT, the untouchable True School Sports Empire. Just, getting really, really excited before this main event commences here in a little bit. But we got to watch Cruz and Gamboa. Let me see. Get the stream situated. They're trying to get your boy BT beat. I'm getting beat today. It's not happening. That is not happening. See. Hopefully Gamboa will get knocked out before I get this live back on full screen. Get the stream back on. Get the stream back to full screen. Let's see. I see you guys talking about Errol Spence's injury being fake. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm one of those people. Like, I kind of thought that shit was fake. The same way I think that Virgil Ortiz getting a condition all of a sudden is fake. He still hasn't even shown no paperwork. So I want to see some paperwork from Virgil Ortiz. Yeah, well, round 2 of Gamboa versus Cruz. Gamboa's been hurt quite a few times already.
And best power in the division. And if you can take the biggest and best punch from the baddest man in the division, then everything else feels like nothing.
Gamboa doing a really good job so far of smothering the punch of Isa Cruz.
To absorb is that in which you don't see coming, and Gamboa can be crafty even though that he's 40 years of age. We'll talk about a hot start between these two.
Cruz pressuring Gamboa. Gamboa ties him up as Cruz commits to his offense. 1 minute and 20 seconds left here in round 2. Oh.
Good jab from Cruz.
So far, Gamboa starting to use those legs a bit more.
Cruz looking to cut the ring off. He hammers away upon the body of Gamboa.
Cruz missing a lot of punches.
Seems to have
Man, Gamboa is still crafty.
to a degree here in this second.
I mean, I could. I'll go to the glasses place and get it. I'll show prescription.
Cruz is going for the knockout. He wants to hit Yordenis Gamboa and send him in next week.
Yeah, Isa Cruz is loading up on like every shot right now, and because he's loading up so much, pressing for the knockout, he's missing a lot and allowing Gamboa to be the crafty veteran that he is.
In the second, and Gamboa just tying up Cruz, really just trying to prevent him from getting off any shots.
Oh, good right hand from Gamboa.
There's a left hook.
Well, a left hook and a right hand and a left hook, and Gamboa is down. So Gamboa finally goes down for the first time in the fight, and it's not looking so good for Gamboa. And then it's been a hellacious 2 rounds for Gamboa.
It's the knockdown he was clamoring for, but it was at the end of the round.
I don't know how much more Gamboa can take. Gamboa. Shout out to all 31 here. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Subscribe if you're new. Right now, you got Isa Cruz. Oh, big shots to the body, and then a left hook, and then a right hook to the body, and then a left hook to the head, and then a right hook to the head, and then, man, I'll tell you this, man. When Isa Cruz puts these things together, do I know Gamboa's trainer Pedro Roque? I wouldn't say I know him, but I've been to his gym in Miami a couple times. He's a cool guy.
Absolutely. I mean, he's 100% at all times. We saw it against Tank Davis, and now we're seeing something similar.
Oh, left hook from Gamboa, and Cruz drops Gamboa in the first 10 seconds of round 3. He drops Gamboa with a left hook. So Gamboa, the end is near.
Yordenis Gamboa, big shots by the Pitbull.
Oh man!
Can he finish off the Olympic gold medalist in 2000?
Oh, right up from Cruz. Gamboa's hurt again. He's on shaky legs. How much more can he take?
Cruz is relentless right now. He knows this is not going to go the distance. I want to finish right now. I need to make a statement in this light.
Oh my God!
It is a full-on assault.
Isa Cruz is swinging for the fences.
Gamboa trying to tie up Yordenis, trying to tie up Cruz. Every punch that Cruz is throwing in the sequence has bad intentions as he looks.
Good job for Gamboa. Body shot from Cruz. And Gamboa was going to go down, but then Gamboa throws him on the way down, so he avoids another knockdown.
Anything he can to buy time. Honestly, I think that was just a factor that Gamboa has the legs. He is so bobbled. I don't know how he's supporting his frame right now. Big right hand try.
Cruz grazes Gamboa with an overhand right.
And again, it may only be a matter of time before Mark Kaloy.
So Gamboa's getting his ass whipped right now. Sad to watch.
He's not going to do it. Mark Kaloy may have to because Isaac Cruz is coming with bricks.
Good job by Cruz.
Hammering away on him with, as they like to say, walazos in Spanish. Look at this work rate by Isaac Cruz. This is why the fans in Dallas love him, because he
Cruz just misses with a big-ass right hand. 1 minute and 20 seconds. Can Gamboa survive the third round?
If Cruz is going to have anything left in the gas tank, if Gamboa's able to get out of
If Gamboa can get out of the fourth round, I don't know how much energy Cruz will have left, because he's throwing a lot of punches, a lot of hard punches and missing. Yeah, there's a fight in the crowd too.
This is smart to try to go ahead, and he took some time to put his frame on the arms of Isaac Cruz. Cruz looking to hammer away on Gamboa. Let's also not forget, Gamboa was able to survive for over 10 rounds with
good body shot for Cruz.
He was stopped in the 12th back in December of 19 or December of 18.
Gamboa doing a good job of moving right now, buying that time that he needs.
To this co-main event. And it looks like Gamboa's been able to weather the storm, and he may get out of this round. The durability and the ring IQ Gamboa.
Good body shot by Cruz again.
Admire, because most guys would have wilted under the pressure and said, "Yeah, I've had it. Enough's enough." And this is why we see this a lot of times.
And Gamboa has somehow survived the third round. Now, he can't afford another knockdown. One more knockdown, he might referee might wave it off automatically. But you got to give Gamboa respect, because he hasn't wilted under the pressure. Yes, he's been hurt. Yes, a lot of things are not going his way, but he's still in there. He's still got his fighter spirit, and you respect those things. Cruz is just like a big ass whirling dervish, a offensive force of nature right now. He's fought a great fight. That left hook, I'd say this, man. If you throw a jab against Isaac Cruz and he slips it to the left and then comes to the left hook, it's about as beautiful as you can get in boxing. I mean, Gamboa threw a jab, he slipped it, came around with the left hook, and then with the right hand of the body. I mean, if Gamboa would have stood up after that combination, that would have been the most impressive thing of the night. But yeah, I'll say this one thing: if you're Cruz, you can't punch yourself out, because you might. Oh man, Gamboa's getting hurt. Gamboa's getting hurt in the fourth round.
A matter of time before Isaac Cruz ends the night of Gamboa, but now Gamboa again reestablishes himself.
Gamboa can barely stand.
He is getting hammered in every which direction.
I don't care what happens. Gamboa need to hang it up after this fight.
On the left, then he gets hit on the right, and he wakes up in the middle of that as he comes to the center.
There you go, good right hand by Gamboa.
And Cruz is just relentless. Non-stop action right now. I'm sure he's a
good body shot from Gamboa.
How is this still going on? You gotta be in your mindset. I hit this guy with every big left hook.
Oh, right hand from Cruz. Another right hand from Cruz.
He's hurt again. Yeah, Gamboa hit another big right hook, and this may start to turn into where you look at the corner of Gamboa and say, how much more are we gonna give? Well, the face is starting.
I'm kind of sad right now. Gamboa is just getting tattooed all the way around the ring. It's surprising that Cruz hasn't got him out, but it's really a testament to how durable and how smart Gamboa is. And listen, I've seen Gamboa spar in the gym before. I saw him spar last summer. Guy's very crafty, knows how to buy time, knows way around the ring.
Cruz is like a little kid on Christmas saying, "Come on, let me at him, let me at him, let me at him."
Oh my God, Cruz just missed the overhand right. If he like Gamboa's going out on a stretcher, he better be careful, Gamboa.
Again, Gamboa is able to survive. I don't know how, but so far.
Oh my God, Gamboa rolls the shot. We see you, Gamboa, roll the shot.
Over, and I figure out a way to potentially win this fight. He just ate a heavy right hand over the top from Cruz. And Cruz is starting to breathe a little bit heavier now. You're seeing him take a couple of
yeah, Isaac Cruz is getting a bit fatigued, so Isaac Cruz got to get him out of there soon. Yeah, and Gamboa might have. Oh, there it is. A left hook from Isaac Cruz sends Gamboa to the cameras again for the third time tonight.
Certainly the biggest punch of the night, the nastiest knockdown of the night, and Gamboa is up again. Cruz
Cruz pulling it on, right hand, left hook. 10 seconds left.
Barely maintaining his vertical base. Will he survive and head towards the fifth? Gamboa getting hammered every which way. He's on wobble.
So Gamboa has made it to the fourth round.
But it should be over. What will the corner do?
Let's see what the corner does.
Barely stand right now.
Gamboa can't even
Yeah,
stand.
hold on to the ropes just to keep him upright.
Man,
Louis DeCuba Sr. just came over to the corner as you take a look at the knockdown again.
Gamboa's getting fucked up, guys. There's no other way to I can express what's happening to him. You know, Gamboa may have a glass chin, but his heart is made of steel. Guy's really showing that he's got a lot of courage, a lot of heart. He's behaving like a fighter when things get hot in there. There's no shame in this corner stopping this. You know, he's had a great career. Let him get out this fight and leave without taking any more punishment. He's given us enough great fights. He don't need to keep Gamboa don't need to keep taking this. You know, he's shown us enough just by getting through the fifth round.
Has a short leash that if Gamboa gets even in a hint of trouble, he ends the fight. Because now this is pure. You're literally rolling the dice with the health of your fighter who's 40 years of age.
Yeah, this one
So
mismatch.
I do not agree with this.
Huge
Gamboa,
mismatch.
You gotta give him a chance, but I mean, come on. At what cost?
Oh, left foot again for Cruz. Oh, whole band right for Cruz. Jab from Cruz. Gamboa is still fighting.
Cruz is now just picking his shots. Body work by the pit bull. Steps inside. Everything that he's throwing has knocked out. Highlight real intentions behind it.
Left foot from Cruz that just grazes Gamboa. Gamboa slips, ties him up.
One more shot. I don't know what Gamboa is built from or what he does for his chin, but the kind of heart and determination this man has.
Counter right hand from Gamboa.
Is something he can always hang his hat on. Because boy, oh boy, will he go out in the shield. And that's exactly what he's doing right now. It is.
That might be it. That might be it. Maybe there is a wager.
It's a matter of win right now. It's cringeworthy from our standpoint.
Oh shit! Down goes Gamboa again, and that is it. That is it. They threw in the towel. So Isaac Cruz beats up the corpse of Gamboa. Gamboa is upset.
And a win for Isaac Cruz to finish up Yordenis Gamboa. But yet, I gotta tell you, I'm mad. I'm mad because he didn't have to take that. They should have never allowed him to come out for the fifth round. That is negligence. That's disgusting.
Shut up, Ray. Shut up. You don't care. Yeah, look, Gamboa fought a great fight as far as not as far as like hitting Cruz or being competitive, because it wasn't competitive, but he fought a great fight as far as like when things got hot, he really behaved like a fighter. Like he went out on his shield. You know, I hope personally, look, I don't like putting fighters down and saying they should retire, but this is a guy that's already accomplished. He's won a gold medal. He's been on the pound-for-pound list. He's been a unified champion. At this point, there's nothing left for him to do in boxing. So I hope they allow him to hang up his gloves and he can go on and live his life, because Gamboa is a warrior. I mean, the guy went in there and he was getting his ass kicked from pillar to post, and he still wanted to be in there fighting. So this is what it is. Cruz should be ashamed he fought him. Well, look, you can't really blame Isaac Cruz. At the end of the day, he's just a fighter, and you know, a lot of times these fighters don't even want to be fighting these fights, but your management team might come up to you and say, hey, look, we have this date. You only have these two options, and they might be both shit options, but you got to pick what you believe is the least shitty of the options. So it is what it is.
The opportunity to fight in that fifth round and the sequence in which he absorbed those heavy shots, it should not happen. And I know Gamboa is the kind of proud champion that you want to guard on your shield. But what in the heck are you doing as a corner? Take a look and talk us through it, Miguel.
It was just another left hook with a right hand. And again, Gamboa was fighting just off sheer adrenaline and the fact that he is a fighter. He does not want to stop this fight. And thankfully, Mark Kalloy stopped it for him because Gamboa wanted to continue on. And even you could just look at it in his eyes. He wasn't all there.
No question about it. You know what? I'm surprised that Kalloy didn't go to the corner as the same. If I even see anything remotely close to dangerous, I'm going to pull him.
Credit to Isaac Cruz.
It's a sad state of affairs, man. That Gamboa had to fight this fight. You know, I didn't like this matchup when it first got announced, and it actually played out a little even worse than I thought it would. So, you know, they got the powers that be in boxing. They got Isaac Cruz, his precious little win against a guy that at one point in time was a great fighter, was a fantastic fighter, but he's no longer that. And it's not like Gamboa just became a shot fighter. He's literally been a shot fighter for 5 years, going all the way back to 2017 when he got stopped by Robinson Castellanos, who had like 12 or 13 losses. So, you know, I hope this man can retire, because the last 5 years of his career have been a very, very disgusting part of his career. From Tank Davis fight to Devin Haney to this, you know, it's just I admire Gamboa. I'll never have one bad word to say about him, because this is a guy that fought a prime Terrence Crawford. And gave him trouble, gave him hell, gave him more problems than a lot of these guys at welterweight have. Little old Gamboa. You know, it's just it's the cycle of the sport. You have the young guys coming up that they want to build up. Gamboa was once that guy. He is along with that guy, so now he finds himself on the other side of the spectrum, and it's sad, but it's the cold realities of the boxing business and how things go. So, you know, Isaac Cruz got his win. Good for him. God bless him. He have a long and fruitful career and made good money for himself and his family. But, you know, PBC, you got to step it up. Sean Gibbons, you got to step it up. You know, it's embarrassing. No. For real? Fuck, man. That's like one of the only UFC fighters I care about. That's my friend. Damn, he can't buy and win these. That's like 3 straight losses. Miguel Baeza been getting touched up. And he was, I'll never forget, man, when I was training at Beta Bay Boxing Gym, Miguel Baeza was undefeated. We had some high hopes for him. And since December of 2020, Miguel Baeza been knocked out 3 times. So like two times, and the other one was a decision. You know, it's just not good. If I didn't have a second baby on the way, I'd buy this fight. I'm about this close to changing my mind. Damn. Okay, we see you. Congrats on that.
I want to leave my heart here with all the people that came out here in Dallas, Texas, and I wanted to be the Intercontinental Champion.
Woo! And now ask him about the question. The question was, he established himself very quickly against a very experienced fighter. What gave him that confidence?
Estableciste frente a un boxeador con tanta confianza. ¿Por qué?
Porque quería dejar huella aquí en Arlington, Texas, en el estadio de los Vaqueros, y dar un claro mensaje a la división que Isaac Cruz puede dar problemas en la división.
Enough to take the fights. That's how much. I don't know.
You know, I'm one of the best fighters here in the lightweight division.
You knocked him down in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th round. Let's take a look at the end of the fight, and please describe to us, from your vantage point, what you saw.
Bueno, fíjate en el segundo, tercero, cuarto y quinto. ¿Qué tuviste en la última asalto?
Yo venía a pelear, no venía a pasar, no venía a bailar. Yo vine a dar espectáculo aquí a Estadio Dallas.
I came here to box, not to dance, and give a spectacle here in Dallas.
Woo! You know, you gained so many fans when you fought Tank Davis with the ruptured Achilles, and you went the distance. How much confidence has that given you to have performed that well in that fight, given your injury?
Porque esa confianza después de pelear contra Gervonta Davis, ahora tiene mucho más confianza en pelear con Mateo Checo.
Sorry, that was Gamboa. Pardon me. Now, Ryan Garcia has been talking about you.
There we go.
Would you like to fight him?
Ryan Garcia está hablando de ti. ¿Tú quieres pelear frente a él?
Yo le dije, y le voy a contestar,
quiere pelear, que espere su turno, porque yo voy a ir a pelear cuando llegue su momento y la gente va a ser testigo de la gran pelea que le vamos a ir a dar.
Now I told him he has to wait his turn because when he wants to fight with me and we're going to both get it on, he's going to have to wait his turn and he's going to see what he has in the fighter that I am.
Congratulations, terrific fight.
Gracias a toda la gente, gracias a Raymond, a Showtime, a Manny Pacquiao y a toda la gente que vino a apreciar esta gran pelea. Gracias.
Thanks for everybody that came here to see the fight. Thank Al Heyman, Showtime, and everybody in the Philippines too.
Congratulations. Laura, back to you.
All right, so there you have it. So that concludes our undercard portion of Spence Ugas. And now look, man, you guys waited and you waited and you waited, and good things come to those who wait. So only fight now is the main event. We're gonna see what the truth is about the truth as he takes on the toughest opponent he's fought since the car accident in Yordenis Ugas, looking to pick up the third belt, and hopefully Al Heyman and all parties involved with Spence can stop this witness protection bullshit and make the 10th card fight. If that is if, and it's a big if, because Ugas is not nothing to play with. That is if Spence can get past Yordenis Ugas. So that's what it is, champ. That's what it is. But I'm here. You guys got any questions, comments, thoughts, concerns? Let me know in the comments down below. Let me know what city, what state, what continent you're watching this live from. And I'll shout you out. I want to know how international we are. You guys know where I'm at. I'm at the crib. I'm at the greatest place in the world, the greatest region in the world, and that's South Florida. If you don't know what South Florida is, it's anything from West Palm Beach to the Keys. So Fort Lauderdale, Miami, Dania Beach, Hollywood, Pembroke Pines, Weston, Homestead, Carroll City, Cutler Bay, Kendall. That's South Florida for you. So, yeah, man. Good night of boxing so far. I think this has actually been a pretty good card. We've gotten 2 good knockouts the last 2 fights between Cruz and Rob Valenzuela. We had a good workmanlike performance from Cody Crowley. On the stream part on YouTube, we had Boutier versus Dionis in an absolute war, and then we had Brandon Lee opening up the card with a very, very tough performance. So, and he fought against Zachary Ochoa, who made things kind of difficult for him down the stretch. So, not a bad card, not a bad card at all. You give credit where credit is due. Al Heyman, Sam Watson, and all the matchmakers and sub promoters involved. Good job tonight, good job. And I hope people in Dallas are pleased with what they've seen so far. Obviously, Ugas wins. Ain't nobody in Dallas gonna be pleased. So, yeah, should be cool. Should be cool to see. But yeah, let me see. Oh! Is that a super chat? Man, my main man, Baki Hamna. So shout out to Baki Hamna with the $20 super chat. So he's coming out the box with the big boy money. He said, hold on, before I get to this comment, you know the drill. I can't just get to the comment. I gotta give you a Don King. So Don King, talk to him. When the super chats come out, Don King comes out. So Don King, talk to the fine folks at True School Sports.
Hey everybody, let's have some fun. You don't live but once, and when you're dead, you're done. So let the good times roll. It don't matter whether you're young or old. Let the good times roll.
Good times roll. We will here on True School Sports, just like my main man, the big bad booty daddy.
Do the bump and grind, and it's only a matter of time because they call me the big bad booty daddy.
Thank you for the commentary, brother. I appreciate it. Well, I appreciate you. You've been a long time viewer of the channel. So I always appreciate people like yourself chiming in and making my nights enjoyable, as I hope I'm making your night enjoyable. So thank you, Baki, for the support, both in the comments, with the super chats, all that stuff. God bless you, my friend, and God bless your second kid on the way. So yeah. But yeah, it's your boy BT, Brendan Taylor, the untouchable True School Sports Empire. The first live back home in South Florida, it's kind of unfortunate it wasn't possible. We'll get it next week with Tyson Fury. That should be fun. Yeah, Ugas versus Spence. You got Spence, who's a versatile fighter, Errol Spence. Really more known for his volume punching and body punching, but he's shown at times he can be the mover, he can be the boxer. Ugas is Cuban, but he doesn't have the traditional stereotypical Cuban style per se. So it's going to be an interesting style clash, and I think this could be a fight where, you see a lot of different types of adjustments, you know. And there's Ugas in the dressing room warming up with the renowned trainer Ismail Salas. We see you, Coach Eddie. We see Stitch Duran as the cut man. So he's ready, you know. Patricia y Vida, boxeo cubano, you know. Yordenis Ugas is here to perform, and you know he's had a long, difficult, hard, arduous road. That's why I said arduous. I'm breaking out the SAT words for this fight. Let's fucking go. I'm breaking out SAT words. He had an arduous road to get to this point. And if y'all think that Errol Spence is going to have it easy, you got another thing coming. Now, I'm not disrespecting the truth because, you know, the DeSoto, Texas native, you know, he didn't just get here in accident. He didn't just sell 30,000 plus in the Cowboy Stadium. You know, he's fought more in the Cowboy Stadium than Manny Pacquiao. He's fought more in the Cowboy Stadium than Canelo Alvarez. That didn't happen by accident. So that had to mean that that Spence had some sort of quality. So, you know, I'm not saying, listen, may the best man win. I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of adjustments are made throughout the fight. If there's a stoppage, how the Spence eye reacts. You know, does the Ugas bicep problems come into play at all? Because apparently he had a bicep injury. There's a lot of questions that are going to be answered in what they call the Chamber of Truth, a.k.a. the boxing ring. So, yeah. Can a Devin Haney who lacks power hold up against pressure and power of Cruz? Cruz looks like too much for Haney. Devin Haney will beat the shit out of Isaac Cruz. He don't let look. The reality is this: before this Gamboa fight tonight, the reality of Cruz is that 4 of his last fights have won the distance. The only 2 fighters he stopped in his last 6 fights have been Gamboa and they have been Magdaleno. Devin Haney is a world-class fighter. I don't know if he's going to be George Kambosos. That's really a close fight. I think it's a close fight. It can go either way. But Devin, if we're talking about Devin Haney fighting Isaac Cruz, Devin Haney will beat the shit out of Isaac Cruz. He'll beat him up slowly and maybe even stop him in the later part of the fight. That's what I think. But you know, that's just my opinion. You know, I've been wrong before. Even too much for Kambosos. You're talking about. No, hell no. He's not beating George. He is not beating George Kambosos. That is not happening. No way. In that fight with Gamboa, Gamboa is a corpse of himself. And the few times that Gamboa actually got some punches off, they split the guard of Isaac Cruz and he was landing. A guy with the speed and the volume and I'll say it, the punching power of George Kambosos, because he is getting stronger, he is improving as a fighter. That guy would be all wrong for Isaac Cruz. And Devin Haney would frustrate Isaac Cruz. Isaac Cruz is an anxious fighter. Isaac Cruz likes to load up on everything. He's the kind of fighter that Devin Haney would absolutely feast on. Just feast on him. So that's my opinion, but we can't worry about that right now. You know, we got to see what happens between Devin Haney and George Kambosos Jr. Which, by the way, if you guys want to know which fight I'm most excited about out of all the fights, that's the one right there, Devin Haney versus George Kambosos Jr. Because you know, I love George Kambosos Jr. His energy, his mentality to the sport. There's a part that like I'm torn in this fight because there's a part of me because George Kambosos is the underdog. He's still the underdog, even though he's a champion. And so like I want to see him win and have a long reign because I like him. I love what he brings to the sport. I love his mentality. Everything about George Kambosos. I love the guy. Devin Haney, I've also grown to like a lot. And you know, he's an American fighter doing what most American fighters would never dare to do, which is go to not just another country, but go to Australia. So he's been a man of his word and proven to be everything he said he is by taking the fight to Australia. So he's actually won me over a little bit over the last couple months. But you know, should be a great fight. You know, should be a great fight. Yeah, we're just moments away from Isaac Cruz versus Devin Haney. As soon as any ring walks happen, you know, I'll definitely let you guys know. But if you guys got any questions, you guys want to get out there, let me know. I'm here. You know, I'm very happy to be here. I hope you guys are happy to be here. You know, I'm very excited about tomorrow because tomorrow I'm going to the Marlins game with my boy Juan Pablo. Last night I went to the Florida Panthers game with my boy Juan Pablo. Now I'm here with you guys. It's just been a weekend full of fun. Last Friday I was at a wedding and I had the time of my life. You know, life is good. Life is beautiful. Savor the good times in life because you just don't know when shit can get bad. So I'm doing that right now. Haney would stop Cruz. Haney, who couldn't stop Linares or Jojo, Tank couldn't stop Cruz. I got Cruz. His style is all wrong for Haney. Make the fight. You'll see otherwise.
The unified welterweight championship of the world. It's time for Spence versus Ugas.
Patricia y Vida, boxeo cubano. Come on, Ugas.
He's me more pumped up. This guy not playing me. He's not somebody that I can just walk over. He's somebody that, you know, I hit him in the mouth. You know, try to hit me in the mouth back.
Showtime! So get we're just inching closer and closer, guys. Give me your last minute predictions. Look, I gotta make a prediction, guys. So look, I've been going back and forth all night. I'm not really sure who to pick. You know, this fight was a lot easier to pick a couple weeks ago. I'm gonna go with an Errol Spence Jr. controversial split decision. That's where I'm gonna go. Now, I think he's in Texas. I think, you know, Terrence Crawford's lying in the weeds. If Ugas don't hurt him or drop him and stop him, then he's not getting a decision. So I'm gonna go with Errol Spence Jr. by split decision. You know, and in a fight that people get pissed off about, and they say, well, now he's definitely not beating Crawford. You know, that's my prediction. What are your predictions, guys? Give me your predictions down below. You know, I want to pick Ugas. Now, Ismail Salah seems very confident. Ugas. He said Ugas is going to eat him alive, no doubt. So when I hear the Grand Master of boxing, you know, the Yoda of boxing, the Cuban Yoda of boxing, Ismail Salah say that, it makes me a bit worried about my prediction. But you know what, man? Fuck. You know what? Nah, we're not going to be safe. We are not going to be safe today. You know what? Fuck this Errol Spence shit, man. He's been ducking Terrence Crawford. He don't want no smoke, so he going to pay. I got Ugas with the upset. Who cares? I'm not betting money, so it don't matter if I'm wrong or if I'm right. I'm going to go with Ugas. Patricia Vida, boxeo cubano. Let's go, champ.
And now making his way to the ring, the current WBA
Dennis Ugas looking real excited right now.
54 milagros, Yordenis Ugas.
Yeah, I'm working for Ugas. He's against all odds. He's against all odds in Texas tonight.
So from 2014 to 2016, Yordenis Ugas took time away from the ring. He came back in August of 2016 to fight a then undefeated Jamal James. Since that time,
No.
has gone 12-1.
He might lose, but he's not gonna lay down. No way. No way.
He has beat the great man.
There's no way.
He has become a world champion. And now he is here in Arlington, Texas to potentially unify the welterweight division against Errol Spence Jr. What a run by Yordenis Ugas so far, Miguel.
Yordenis Ugas has started from nothing. He has been an underdog his whole life. He's been counted out his entire life. He went 8 years without seeing his mother, and that was all to Jason.
I'm gonna say it does. It's tough, man, because Errol's in his backyard, but I feel like he can do it. Errol Spence ain't stopped nobody in years. That's not gonna change tonight. And Ugas gonna be there all night. Straight right hand.
And now let's wait for the hometown favorite.
Here comes Errol Spence. So we patiently await the ring entrance of Errol Spence Jr. Ugas looking real swag right now with the red chinchilla on his trunks. And you guys know the policy: if you wear chinchilla in any form, you gotta get a stoppage. So come on, Ugas. Ugas is the bigger man. Oh, absolutely. Ugas is a true great, a great story of boxing. But I don't know. I'm gonna guess Errol Spence walks out with Yella Beezy, like always. So just waiting for Errol Spence right now. Shout out to all 38 of you here. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Take the time to subscribe and definitely super chat. Who the hell is that? Oh, I know this song. I don't know who sings, but I know this song though. This is the Texas anthem right here. And there's Errol Spence with the black short, the black wardrobe with the highlighter green chinchilla with pink accents. Errol Spence Jr. slagging his way to the ring right now.
Errol Spence
If that's the case, he might just lay down. I can't remember right now, but that song, because I spent a lot of time in Texas. That's a huge song in Texas. I don't know the name of it, but I know when I hear it. That song that they're singing is a song that you can be cruising on the highway in Texas, you'll hear it. But I don't remember who sings it.
And it starts with Yordenis Ugas here tonight at a jam-packed AT&T Stadium here in Arlington, Texas.
Errol Spence had a plan a couple of years ago that he wanted to be the best in the world and wanted to be the indisputable.
SSB, what's good, champ? Good to see you. Always good to see you. Errol Spence still making his way to the ring. It's a long ring walk out there in Dallas, Texas at the Cowboy Stadium.
Injury as well, but now he is looking to pick up where he left off. And that starts, like you said, by becoming the unified welterweight champion.
Yeah, it's a big song. If you spent any time in Texas or know someone from Texas that listens to rap music, you know that song. But I don't know the name of the song right now. So both fighters in the ring, and now we patiently await the ring introductions.
Errol Spence Jr. relaxed, composed.
That's my pick right now. I got Yordenis Ugas with the upset.
What a moment for him. But now he's got to follow through and defeat the very
it's going to be really hard. I can't even lie. I can either see an Ugas UD or Spence controversial win.
As we said, Yordenis Ugas is such a different fighter than a couple of years ago when Errol Spence was at his peak against Sean Porter. Ugas has been able to fine-tune things. His trainer Ismail Salas.
Shout out to all 41 of you here. Make sure you smash that like button. Definitely subscribe if you're new to the channel, and definitely super chat. We here, man. Appreciate you guys.
Now let's get ready for a tale of the tape. You see that Ugas, 3 years older than that.
I kind of feel the same.
Undefeated, 27-0.
That's why I don't care if Ugas wins or not. It would kind of be cool to see Ugas win, just see the reaction of the YouTube box community, like LDBC and stuff.
Well, there is the notion that fans want to see the best fighting the best. You have 2 of the world's best with 3 world titles on the line for all the marbles. We are moments away. They say they do things bigger in Texas. Well, this is a massive fight with significant repercussions historically when it comes to the welterweight division. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to AT&T Stadium here in Arlington, Texas, as Premier Boxing Champions presents the feature bout of the evening, brought to you by
I'm gonna shut up and let Jimmy Leonard do your talk. You guys make the introductions.
And Showtime. Sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the app, use promo code GLOVES, and make it.
I mean, he ain't stopped nobody since Ocampo, so that's what I'm saying.
Better prices every day.
I'll let you know in a second.
To lose. Memory from the director of Casino Royale and starring Liam Neeson, only in theaters April 29th. This unification bout is sanctioned by the WBC, the president Mauricio Suleiman, supervisor Rex Ross Walker, the WBA president Gilberto Jesus Mendoza, supervisor Jose Oliver Gomez.
That's what I'm saying. I like Spence, but the LDBC and the dumbass Spence fans have maybe almost become a Spence hater. When I like Spence, I bought shirts off the man's website.
The chairman is Rick Figueroa, executive director Mike Aris Mendez. Introducing our three judges, scoring our main event from ringside. From Nevada, Tim Cheatham.
Oh, God, Glenn. Yo, this is going to be a crazy fight. Glenn Feldman, Steve Weisman. So already a couple of bad judges. Lawrence Cole. Oh, my God. Lawrence Cole. No. Expect a crazy stoppage, guys. Lawrence Cole's the ref.
12 rounds of boxing for the unified welterweight championship of the world. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance, and boxing fans joining us around the world, live from AT&T Stadium, home of the Dallas Cowboys, it's showtime!
Yeah, they stacking this deck crazy perspective. If Ugas pull this shit off, he go put him in the Hall of Fame. He pulled this off.
WBA World Champion fighting out of the red corner. Entering the ring wearing white trunks with red trim, fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, by way of Santiago de Cuba in Cuba. He weighed in at 146 3/4 pounds, with a record of 27 wins, 4 losses. He has 12 wins by way of knockout. Tonight in his 4th world title appearance and making the 2nd defense of his title.
Yeah, the same Lawrence Cole that controversially stopped the first Carl Froch George Groves fight. Why is Lawrence Cole even roughing the fight? Oh man, fuck Lawrence Cole.
And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, the WBC and IBF World Champion, wearing black trunks with green and pink trim, and proudly representing Dallas, Texas. He weighed in at 146 1/4 pounds. His sensational record includes 27 wins, no losses, 21 wins coming by way of knockout. Please welcome one of the stars of boxing today. Tonight in his 7th consecutive world title appearance, ladies and gentlemen, here's the popular and acclaimed, reigning and defending, undefeated IBF and WBC welterweight champion of the world, introducing the truth, Errol Spence Jr.
Okay, so the talking is done, the speculation is done. You know, all the pre-fight build-up is done. The fighters are facing off, and soon we're gonna see what Errol Spence has up in the tank. For me, I really look at this as his first real fight since he got back in the car accident. I don't count Manny Garcia, so we're gonna see what Errol Spence has up in the tank.
Welterweight unification on the line. Errol Spence Jr. The native.
My pick is Yordenis Ugas by some sort of decision, but I know that's going to be very hard. So I'm just going to say Yordenis Ugas somehow finds a way to win. But that's a very, very bold prediction with Spence being in Texas.
Ugas looking for another signature victory and capture Errol Spence's 2 world titles. The winner likely will be known as the best welterweight in the world. Just the 12th time in history that the welterweight division will be unified, and we.
That's a round 1. Ugas in the white trunks with red trim. Errol Spence in the black trunks with the yellow trim.
Coming into this fight, you wonder, in order to beat Errol Spence, you need to fight a similar fight.
Errol Spence with a double jab, left hand falls short.
Use the physicality. Yordenis Ugas with the Cuban style.
Spence maybe grazes Ugas with a left hand of the stomach. I'm not sure if that landed.
Can he adapt and be able to use and replicate that formula that Sean Porter used a couple of years ago? Or is there another way to defeat Errol Spence? He is undefeated. No one's ever beaten him before. What is the route to take if you're Yordenis Ugas?
Errol Spence falls short with left hand again. Ugas very patient so far. Spence throwing a lot of double jabs, left hands, and it's just selling over the head of Ugas.
Who says he's tricky? I said, well, that seems to be the notion from media members and fans alike. He goes, I don't think he's tricky. I think he's a tough fighter, but I don't believe he's tricky.
Spence being very patient so far here in round one, as is Ugas. Ugas with a jab to the stomach that clearly lands.
He said, if anything, it was more to
Spence throwing that lead right hand out there so far. Another jab by Ugas down below to the stomach that's clearly landing. So Ugas doing a good job of not falling for none of Spence jabs. Good left hand on the body there from Spence. Spence hasn't had any luck with the left hand to the head.
Back in December of 2020, Ismael Salas told me, in effect, that he believes that Errol Spence Jr. isn't the same guy compared to that when he fought.
Double jab from Spence, but nothing doing there.
He feels that the car accident took a lot out of Spence.
There you go. Good jab to something from Errol Spence Jr.
Physically compared to that before the accident. Derek James said,
there you go. Jab to something from Ugas. Last minute of the first round. Been a very patient fight so far with both fighters.
There you see
Ugas with a body shot. Okay.
But he said it has been a significantly better training camp. This is the best that he has seen Spence in coming into a fight. And he said that version
Spence misses the right hook to the body.
You're going to see an entirely different version here tonight.
Some body work by Errol Spence. Something that
overhand right by Ugas to the head. That lands. Jab by Ugas to the stomach. Spence jabs, changes levels, poses.
Ugas does take a couple of rounds to get in the groove and start building momentum.
There you go. Good jab to the stomach by Errol Spence, and then he evades the right hand to the stomach. Last 10 seconds. Very, very close round. Woo! Body shot with Ugas, and then he slips the punch. And then a jab to the face to end the round. So, hey, I got it 1-0 Yordenis Ugas, but a very close round. Who did you guys get that first round to? Did you guys get that first round to Ugas or Spence? I thought Ugas slightly he won the round. He had a better moment of the round. Spence trying to work that volume jab in there, but it's very slow, no feints, coming through the front door. I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of adjustments he makes as the fight goes on. But that's a clear, I'm with hand history vault. That's a clear round. I mean, I thought it was kind of close early, but I think Ugas kind of separated himself later on in the round as it progressed. But, look, Errol Spence is a very patient fighter, as is Ugas. This fight's going to be all about who can wait out the other the longest and land the more meaningful shots. And we'll see. Ugas is going to be there all night, so we'll see what Spence does. And we head to round number 2. So put that sound right back on.
Championships of the world. What did you take away from that first round, Miguel?
Good job by Spence.
That's exactly how that first round was going to play out. Both guys really didn't take too many risks. They wanted to kind of get a feeling out around it in the books. Spence, obviously, out of action for 16 months.
Ugas in that high guard. Spence has to find a way to penetrate the high guard. Right hand on the body from Ugas.
Spence targeting the body of Yordenis Ugas. Errol Spence told me that he is looking for the knockout. He goes, if I get a decision, fine, but my target.
Good jab from Ugas to the head.
Finish off Yordenis Ugas. You see, Spence was 9 of 73 for a 12% connect percentage. Ugas more selective, 12 of 32 for a 37% connect percentage. So Spence
doing a lot of fencing so far with that jab. Hasn't really landed. There you go. Hasn't landed a whole lot clean as far as that jab's concerned. Spence throws a straight left hand to the body and then gets his hand up to his ear for defense. Good stuff there from Spence.
As we know, Manny Pacquiao comes
from
all
okay.
sorts of different angles.
Good right hand there from Ugas. Maybe a missed, but look good.
Walking right into another southpaw with Errol Spence.
Spence.
There you go. Good left hand to the body from Spence.
In the center of the ring.
Well, Ugas pushes him off.
Ugas pushes him off. Ugas is very big for 147. My goodness. As is Spence for that matter. Yeah, both big 147.
Yeah, so far, a very patient fight from both guys. Left hook to the body from Ugas.
Deal with some physicality.
Oh!
There's a right hand. It was blocked though by Spence.
Yeah, it was blocked. It was
Might have
blocked.
been a grazing shot, but you would
Or
think
grazed.
that the judges are watching.
The good left hand to the body from Spence. And Spence starting to dig down to that body.
Spence is really encouraging the inside fight. He is trying to get inside.
Last minute of round 2.
And Ugas continues to push him off.
Under a minute to go here in the second. Spence
Oh.
throws a left.
Counter right by Ugas.
With the right from Ugas. Both men landed.
40 seconds left here in round 2.
Good fight thus far.
Yeah, you can really see how Spence has raised the level of aggression here in round 2.
I've been seeing the first round and a half.
Spence just moving around right now. Ugas trying to wait him out.
Significantly better than that.
Ugas digs a right hand that the body of Spence.
Solid. Very good in that.
Spence acknowledges the body shot.
Step sharper here in this fight.
Oh, straight left hand right hook to the body from Errol Spence Jr.
And you can tell right off the bat just his instincts, his footwork, and the explosiveness is there.
He looks a lot sharper and more confident in his ability. There
you go. Errol Spence Jr. moves around the ring. There you go. So, look, man, a tough round score. I think Errol Spence's body work in that round, and I thought he won that round. What do you guys think? Is Ugas timing Spence's jab with the left hand? I think he is. I think he's got that high guard, waiting to counter at all times. I think sometimes in that round, waiting a bit too much allowed Spence to get to close the gap and go to the body. But nonetheless, good fight so far. Shout out to Sean Porter at the fight. Showtime, Sean Porter.
Sean Porter.
Friend of the channel. Luis Ortiz, the GOAT. Luis Ortiz.
Cuban brother and Yordenis Ugas. David Benavides, who was in the support. Jose Valenzuela tonight. He had a co-main event here back
Charlo
at the end of March, and the Charlos, Jamal and Jamel in the house.
No Crawford. I don't think Crawford's there for this fight.
Between Yordenis Ugas and Errol Spence Jr.
All right, so round 3, Spence versus Ugas. Can Ugas show enough separation to clearly win these rounds? Good jab by Ugas, and then he pulls back and makes Spence fall short. Spence with the left hook to the body, and then another left hand as Ugas on the way out to the body. And Spence is starting to find a home for that left hand. Oh, Ugas misses the uppercut.
So Ugas is more selective. Spence throws nearly double that of Ugas.
Ugas has to cut that volume jab down. Don't let him get in the rhythm. Left hook and a jab by Ugas. Oh, left hand by Spence. 2 left hands by Spence, but Ugas, I believe, blocked one of them. And Errol Spence starting to gain some confidence and some momentum.
Turning back the clock from Errol Spence. It dates back to that of what we saw from him against Sean Porter.
There you go, good body shot from Ugas. And another body shot from Ugas.
Errol Spence was taking notes when Terrence Crawford won by TKO over Sean Porter. That is who he views that the world really compares him to in this division. And he wants to make a statement of his own against Yordenis.
Spence shoots the left hand that's blocked.
With a great deal of ferocity, more ferocity than what we've seen.
Ugas starting to bite on some of these feints. Ugas needs to get a bit more aggressive. In my opinion, be a bit more aggressive.
Lawrence Cole warning Ugas about pushing the head down.
So Lawrence Cole warns Ugas for pushing the head down.
That's a warning.
There's a warning already in round 3.
First warning, to my knowledge, we get.
Yeah, that is the first warning from Lawrence Cole.
Oh, counter right hand from Ugas. Oh, good body shot down low. Errol Spence digging. And then Ugas pushes him off.
Developing right before our very eyes. Both men have thrown caution to the wind after that first round.
Yeah, the feeling out process.
Spence is very focused and switched on, though. You can see it in his eyes and his posture.
Spence, the aggressor, been active. using his jab and really digging into the body of Ugas, whereas Ugas is pushing off Spence and trying to.
There you go. Left hook by Ugas that maybe grazed him. Oh, body shot from Spence. The left hand.
But back comes Ugas. The thing about Yordenis Ugas is typically Cuban fighters are
there you go. Good right hand from Ugas. Oh, good right hand, but the L blocked that one. Oh, counter right hand by Ugas. Oh, another one. Ugas starting to land them counter right hands. Spence with the 2 body shots. Wow, what a freaking hard round to score.
And the action continues to heat up.
Yeah, I think I think that round was probably the first true like swing round of the fight. I like the more consistent work of Spence, the body shots, even the jabs, the left hands to the body. I got Spence up 2-1. What do you guys got? Come on, Ugas, beat that damn New York City hype job. Earl can still face Crawford. His stock will just drop. Pacquiao faced Floyd despite losses. Come on, Ugas, beat this fraud. Caleb down. Earl to go. Charlo next. Damn. Why you gotta bring up Caleb, man? That shit still hurts seeing Caleb lose. But I can see the judges and a lot of fans getting that round of Ugas. What do you guys think? Who did you guys get that round to? Drop it in the comments. Smash that like button. Subscribe. But it's so loud in here, I cannot exactly determine what he's saying, nor do I want to be incorrect. So I apologize in that regard because it is so loud here at AT&T Stadium. But when we get that third round here, Dennis, yeah, I think so. I got a 2-1. 2-1 Spence. In that round where Spence came out very strong. Good jab from Spence. And there you go with that volume jab. There you go. Ugas slips the punch, counters him with a right hand and a left hook, and then he turns him. Spence towards the end of that round. Numerically through 3 rounds, Spence 36 of 88 for a 40% connect percentage power punch wise. Ugas 26 of 80 for a 32% connect percentage. There you go, body shot from Errol Spence. Ugas pushes him off. And landing at a very similar percentage. You're starting to see Spence really dig into the body of Ugas. And Ugas continues to push him off, trying to land the right hand. Ugas holds his ground in the center of that ring. He did it against Pacquiao. There you go. Good jab from Ugas. Spence. With the jab and then the left hand to the body. That left hand to the body is money. Good jab from Ugas. There you go. Uppercut from Errol Spence.
2 straight uppercuts followed by the left hand and beautifully ducked underneath the right of Ugas. There's a reason why this fight was so highly anticipated. Good body shot from Ugas. Spence with the right hook, left hook to the body. Ugas still holding his ground in the center of the ring, but he's grimacing from that body shot. So these punches from Errol Spence are having an effect, round by round. And both are just going toe to toe right now. This is an incredible pace that both men are setting here.
1 minute and 17 seconds left here in round 4.
Interesting about this is they can continue this throughout the 12th. Both men are in supreme condition as Spence rips the
body shots at Errol Spence. Lawrence Cole warns Errol Spence that was a little low.
Yeah, we saw both men are very used to going into the championship rounds and still looking in fantastic shape.
Nice left hand by Spence.
And the fact that Errol Spence,
good jab by Ugas.
First time he's done that in
Ugas moving forward, trying to put that mental pressure on Spence. Spence has become more of a boxer in this fight.
To echo that point, because this is the
there you go, good body shot from Ugas.
He looks in unbelievable shape. He always does, but this is next level.
Right now, Spence has been more the aggressor. But I still think Ugas is doing a decent job holding his ground in the center of the ring. So Errol's really beating him more so with his boxing skills right now.
What a fight.
20 seconds left in round 4.
Good jab from Spence. And you can see both the mutual respect between both men.
There you go. Good right hand from Ugas and the left hook to follow.
Throws a jab followed by a straight left. Ugas hasn't been able to find him here in this 4th round yet.
No, Spence is.
So Spence starting to show some separation right now.
Ugas was able to connect a little bit towards the
I got Spence up 3-1. Really a little disappointed with Ugas. He is known for being a slow starter, but I don't like some of the things I'm seeing. I don't like seeing Spence. I mean, he's finding the odd right hand to the body and things like that. Maybe that'll pay dividends down the stretch, but Spence is outworking him, and I don't think Ugas can win a fight where Spence is outworking him. I told you one of the keys for victory for Ugas was to cut down the output of that jab. He hasn't really done that to the level that you'd want him to if you're looking for Ugas to win the fight. So I feel like now Spence is settling into a good rhythm, and Ugas has to make an adjustment. His work rate, like SSB said, his work rate needs to pick up, and he needs to really get Errol's respect. Otherwise, this could get out of hand and get out of hand very, very quickly. But we head to a very pivotal round 5. Let's see what adjustments are made.
Round 5, this one scheduled for 12. For the unified welterweight championship of the world between Errol Spence, who holds 2 titles, and Yordenis Ugas, who holds 1.
All right, so a straight left hand to the body from Spence again, and Spence is like, he's in his chest now. Errol Spence is in the trenches now with Ugas.
From that car accident in the eye injury, punches thrown through 4. Spence 64, 314, 20% connect percentage. Ugas 49 of 226 for a 21% connect percentage. So Spence being the busier fighter.
Oh, good body shot from Ugas.
And that, again, doesn't shock any of us. Look at Errol.
Nah, that was blocked.
As he aims to back up Ugas.
Spence right back into the body of Ugas, and I really like the body work that Spence has put on Ugas.
Oh, man. More body shots from Spence, and Spence is just digging down there. And Ugas takes a step back.
It's an indication that he might have been hurt. It was a beautiful body shot.
Yeah, I got Spence is winning right now. And it's getting pretty bad for Ugas.
Spence is able to find a way to stop Yordenis Ugas. Oh my goodness, that would send shockwaves throughout the rest of the welterweight division.
Spence is right there in the trenches. Uppercut. Left hand. Right hook to the body. He's just putting it together now. Ladies and gentlemen, Errol Spence is back. Left hook from Ugas, but the output ain't there. Another body shot from Ugas. Ugas blocks the left uppercut from Spence. But Spence is just teeing off. He better run to the storm because Spence is in big fish mode. He's looking to drown Ugas and drown him early.
Good body shot from Spence, or excuse me, from Ugas. And he needs more of that to keep Spence off of him. This is an approach that we've seen from Spence since the border fight, where he has won this fight in the phone booth, and now he is being the one bringing that style.
So Ugas starting to let his hands go a bit more here. Spence in the chest of Ugas. Oh, gets hit with an uppercut by Ugas. Oh, right hand that lands to Ugas, and Spence rolls at the last second, but it landed.
Spence almost looks to enjoy when he's getting hit right now. It's almost he is smiling after every exchange where he's clearly getting touched. It's almost as if he's just happy to be back in the ring.
There you go, good body shot from Ugas. Right hook to the body from Spence, and an uppercut from Spence. Man, Spence doing a good job of blocking a lot of these shots. I ain't seen this Errol Spence in a long, long time. It's good to see Errol Spence doing his thing. I mean, if you want to be real generous, maybe you can get around Ugas, but that for me, that's a clear Errol Spence round. I got a 4-1 Spence.
And Ugas really didn't have an answer for Spence. There was the huge right hook in short distance that was able to hit and connect.
Shout out to all 44 over here. Drop your scorecards down below.
Appeared to have hurt Ugas in the middle of that round.
But back comes Yordenis Ugas, even though Ugas was losing most of
a lot of you guys saying that Ugas is pulling his punches and saying that he's taking the dive. Look, I wouldn't put it past no fight. I mean, there's a lot of money on the line with this fight. You got Crawford, the Crawford fight. It's not. Listen, crazier things happen in boxing. It's not crazy that Ugas might be pulling his punches in this fight. But listen, right now, Errol Spence is pulling away, and that class is really starting to show over time. So Ugas got to make an adjustment soon.
Power punches round 5. Errol Spence 17.
There you go. Good left hand to the body from Spence.
Ugas was 8 of 31. So Spence once again is nearly doubling the punch output.
Hey, good body shot from Ugas. Better body shot from Spence.
Shot to the left side of the body of Ugas.
And Spence still staying in close distance. He said before, I have multiple ways I can win a fight.
Oh, Spence throws a big overhand, let that miss it. That was a left hand from hell.
Everyone thought that Mikey Garcia was the first.
There you go, good body shot from Spence.
Errol Spence Jr. He outboxed the boxer in Mikey Garcia. People didn't think he could bully.
Oh,
Sean Porter.
uppercut from Spence.
Spence is hurt.
He's hurt? He's not hurt, Ray. Shut up, Ray. Oh, Spence is hurt. Oh, shit. That's a knockdown. That's a knockdown. The ropes hung up. Ugas landed a right hand and then punched him again, and Errol got held up by a rope with a fucking knockdown.
And Spence is smiling still.
That's a knockdown.
Clearly, Spence's mouthpiece is on the ground.
His mouthpiece literally flew up and he flew halfway across the ring. That's a knockdown.
This is ridiculous. How can you take the time to put the weapons in this sequence?
Unbelievable.
This is why there was so much.
That's a 10-8 round.
That was not the right time to bring the mouthpiece.
Fuck the mouthpiece. It's a knockdown.
You gotta be kidding me, Lawrence Cole.
And now Ugas repeating to the body of Spence. Spence is in major trouble.
Ugas had Spence hurt, but they gave him like 10 seconds to with the mouthpiece bullshit. And he really should have been called a knockdown. The ropes him up.
High level trauma here in Arlington, Texas.
They really got the odds stacked against Ugas. That's a fucking knockdown.
This is why prize fighting is the greatest sport on the planet. Under a minute left here in the sixth.
We have rarely seen Errol Spence, if ever, hurt.
Oh, right hand left hook from Ugas.
But did Spence recover? We've never seen Spence tested to that degree. And now back comes the
unbelievable.
Both of them continue to hammer away. And chance of Spence echoing here at 18.
They gave Earl all this time to recover.
Look at this, both men toe-to-toe.
Oh, right hand again from Ugas.
And he's got the momentum, and Errol Spence is trying to counter.
Errol Spence barrels into the chest of Ugas. 18 seconds left here in round 6.
Here in the sixth round. But back comes Spence.
Credit to Errol, who has stayed in the pocket. Yes, he got stunned, but he has remained on his feet, and he is still staying
Good
busy.
jab by Spence. By Ugas. Fucking bullshit, bro. That was a knockdown. Ugas hits Spence. What did he hit him with? An uppercut. So he dips to his right, hits him with an uppercut, stuns Spence. Spence turns his back, gets flattened with a right hand, and then literally gets knocked halfway across the ring. The ropes clearly hold him up. The rules in boxing clearly state that if you get hit flying into the ropes and the ropes hold you up, that is an automatic knockdown. And punk-ass, bitch-ass Lawrence Cole does what punk-ass Lawrence Cole does. He doesn't call these fights fair. There's always corruption. There's always bullshit. Man, Ugas beat the shit out of Spence around 6.
We kind of got in the way, and instead of trying to...
And what pisses me off is punk-ass Ray Flores. He's over here bitching and moaning about a mouthpiece. You should be bitching and moaning about the ropes holding him up and not the knockdown not being called. Fuck, man.
Until the referee stops it.
Texas, bro.
See, this is why we need better referees in these positions. However, round 7, here we go between Spence and Ugas. Thankfully, he didn't affect the outcome of this fight, at least right now.
There you go. All right, so we're around 7. I got it 4-2 Spence.
You have to figure he is going to really ramp it up here in the 7th round.
There you go. Good body shot from Spence.
Some points that he lost in the 6th.
If you're Ugas, you gotta be
good jab from Ugas and a right hand from Ugas.
Let my hands go. If you're Spence, you're like, okay, I took his back shot. Now let me regain control. Power punches through 6. Spence 88 of 232 for a 37.
Good uppercut from Spence. And now Ugas is hurt. Of course. Of course. Ugas trying to stay on his feet.
The WBA champion.
Back to center of the ring. Errol Spence. Straight left hand. Ugas is freaking getting punished right now by Errol Spence.
This place would erupt. Ugas' face is looking like a mess.
And Ugas is on.
Yeah, Ugas is on his feet right now. He's out of his feet. He's trying to recover. Spence is throwing a lot of punches, but he better be careful. Ugas is still dangerous.
WBA welterweight champion. Ugas' right eye is swelling considerably.
Right now,
Ugas can't see shit out of his right eye right now.
He has got to survive this 7th round.
Oh, Spence just missed a big right hook on Ugas. Ugas smothers Spence. Spence turns him. Spence ties him up, dips, touches him with a little uppercut. Ugas punches the body of Spence with an uppercut of his own. Spence is on the front foot looking for the knockout. His right eye is swollen, man.
In a major way, under a minute left here in the 7th.
But Ugas is still dangerous.
Both men
He's got to survive.
each other's wills, their heart, their determination.
Errol Spence squares up, throws a right hook. Yeah, they're gonna. Oh, left hook from Ugas, and then a straight right hand from Ugas. Body shot from Ugas. Spence with a straight left hand. Ugas got to throw. He got to throw some punches to avoid a stoppage. Uppercut from Spence.
Beautiful straight right that stopped Spence in his tracks.
Oh.
You want to talk about a candidate for one of the championship fights of the year? Well, look.
Body shot on Spence, and then an uppercut.
And another uppercut.
13 seconds left. Stay off the ropes, Ugas. Stay off the ropes, champ.
He has landed it.
Ugas still has his wits about him, but body shot from Spence. Bullshit though. I'm still pissed about round 6. I'm still pissed about round 6. This motherfucker Spence got hurt, didn't know where he was at, turned his back, and got laced with a straight right hand, flew halfway across the ring, and the ropes held him up. Like, man, Terrence Crawford's gonna put a beat down on Errol Spence. They better not make that fight.
Look at the work from Errol Spence Jr.
This is where he hurt Ugas. Right here, an uppercut. And you saw Ugas wince right there.
Yeah, Ugas winced after uppercut.
Wilted, and then unload. And then you saw Ugas smile.
Ugas should have had a 10-8 round.
He was absolutely hurt. And then there was a left hand and almost went to the throat of Errol Spence. And then
shout out to all 41 in here. Make sure you smash that like button. Definitely take the time to subscribe and definitely super chat. We here. Enjoying what's turned out to be a pretty good fight. Spence is placing these body shots beautifully, though. He's placing these body shots as good as I've seen in a long time. Round 8. I got Spence up 5 rounds to 2.
Spence was 39 of 97.
Uppercut from Spence. Right hook. Left hook to the body from Spence. Spence placing these shots and giving Ugas a slow beating.
How Errol Spence had Yordenis Ugas in serious trouble.
Both men have
left hook from Ugas.
Already in this fight. Both men have bounced back.
There you go, uppercut from Spence.
And now we're here in round 8, and you can tell Spence is just fishing for the knockout. He talked about it early leading up to this fight, but he is absolutely
Ugas still very physically strong here in round 8, pushing Spence off. Spence still digging down on the body, trying to break down Ugas.
Against Yordenis Ugas. Ugas being backed up.
Left hook from Ugas.
Errol Spence.
He's got to dig deep and find a way to get that punch output to increase. Lawrence Cole warns Errol Spence.
In terms of the South, man, this is a horrendous refereeing job in a fight of this magnitude. As the right eye of Yordenis Ugas is nearly shut.
There you go, uppercut from Spence. Misses the uppercut. Ugas turns him. Ugas got to throw some damn punches, man.
He can hurt Spence. He has already. But he is not throwing at the
there you go. Uppercut. Body shot. I can't tell if I'm watching Errol Spence Jr. or Roman Chalatino Gonzalez with the way he's working out these pivots. I give it to Spence. He's boxing his ass off right now.
Because his right eye is swelling. Oh my goodness.
That right eye of Ugas looks horrible. Looks bad.
Spence is relentless. I think he is good. To stop this fight in this round.
Look at Errol Spence. Poured on.
Or Errol is pouring it on.
this crowd. And again,
And Lawrence Cole, what's wrong with Lawrence Cole? And of course, how predictable. Lawrence Cole, who gave Ugas, what is it? Mouthpiece? Oh, the eye, okay. It's the eye. They're taking on the eyes of Ugas to see if he's physically fit to fight. So let's see if they're going to wave it off. I think they're going to wave it off. He says he can see. The doctor checks him. They ask him a question. He says he can see him. He says he can see his finger. They're checking his eyes some more. They said he's good. All right, he's good. All right, so round 8 will continue.
This crowd is almost.
And Ugas says, "Come on, Spence."
losing their minds as they feel that Errol Spence, the hometown son, is moments away from stopping.
They go uppercut from Spence.
And I think if you're Ugas, you need to feel a sense of urgency.
Throw some damn punches, man.
Having this fight stop due to that eye, it was very
Ugas' eye looking like Tevin Farmer. Throw some fucking punches.
Progresses. He has got to put the pedal to the metal now in order to change up this fight. I think that Ugas has got to do something to show everybody at ringside.
There you go, body shot from Ugas. Another one from Ugas. But Spence stays right on top of him, looking to drown him.
Has started to take over. But we just look at this, the fact that, and we see Spence pick up the pace again.
Right hand from Ugas. Spence is in the zone right now. You know when they talk about athletes being in the zone? This man's in the zone right now. He's just doing this thing. 6-2 Spence. He's in the zone. He's picking all these shots beautifully. Just a vintage Errol Spence performance. But I'm gonna tell you this, man, he still ain't being tense properly. That Ugas right eye looks horrible. Looks horrible. Looks like another round or two of this, and he ain't gonna have a freaking right eye, to be honest with you. The doctor is there. Let's see if we hear anything.
Some of the action. Here we saw Spence and just unloading with that left hand on that right eye of Ugas. And he is continuing to just batter Ugas here in this round.
All right, so here we go. Yordenis Ugas in round number 9. Will Errol Spence get him out of there? We'll see.
From stopping Ugas.
Oh, man. Ugas got hit with a left hand to the body and went a little bit there.
Like we said,
Spence keeps that pressure on. He's right on top of you.
He's landing some big shots.
Oh, man. Body shot. Uppercut by Errol Spence. Uppercut with the opposite hand from Errol Spence. Another body shot from Ugas. Ugas is like bending over. But then Ugas digs down to the body. But clearly, he's doing nothing to Spence because Spence continues to come back. Spence blocks the right overhand right from Ugas.
But he is fighting a man who is fighting on another level.
Spence is firing on all cylinders right now. And then Lawrence Cole warns Errol Spence again for punching too low.
There was Lawrence Cole warning Spence about keeping the punches up again. It's the second time. Ugas' corner upset, felt like that should have been a point.
There you go. Right up from Spence. Ugas got to dig deep, man. He's getting punished. Body shot from Ugas.
For every 4 or 5 that he throws, Ugas will throw maybe 1 or 2. It is a fact that
there you go, jab from Ugas.
Ugas to the punch.
Absolutely, he's been quicker. He's landed more powerful shots. He's been getting on the inside.
Yeah, it's too much. It's gotten to a point where it's too much. Ugas had him on the rope for 3 seconds, didn't throw 1 punch.
Another one. Oh my! If there was any doubt, if Errol Spence still had it,
Ugas just misses the counter right.
was at the top of his game. I think he has answered.
Oh, uppercut from Spence to the head. Oh, right hand to the body from Ugas. And Spence didn't like that.
As he timed it, as soon as Spence was coming in, and Spence got up wits, and now Ugas backs away. That right eye is in bad shape.
Oh, some nice body shots from Ugas. There you go. Get to them championship rounds, champ.
And Spence, like I said,
Gotta give it to Spence though. This looks like the Errol Spence that back in the day I was a huge fan of.
Ugas is not throwing enough that needs to continue to put in the work on Spence.
Oh, body shot from Errol Spence.
Ugas has got to string together combinations. That's what Spence has been doing, unloading combinations and throwing heavy artillery towards the way of Yordenis Ugas.
There you go, right hand of the body from Ugas. Last 12 seconds here, round number 9. There you go. Body shot from Ugas, right hand. Earl rolls the punch. And there you have it. That's the 7th round that I've given Errol Spence. So on my card, Errol Spence cannot lose this fight. He's won enough rounds to win the fight. Yordenis Ugas, the moment looks a little bit too big for him right now. You know, it's one thing to be underrated and be the hunted, or be the hunter and come out and surprise people. When the lights are on and there's that expectation of you to deliver in a big fight when on pay-per-view in another guy's backyard, you got to really answer the bell. And like Ugas had his moment around 2nd. I thought he was screwed, but he hasn't really recovered from that and adjusted in any way, shape, or form. And Errol Spence Jr. is doing to Ugas what he's done to guys like Lamont Peterson, Kell Brook, and a lot of other opponents, just round by round, picking it up a bit more and more and more, and then he drowns these guys. So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. He hasn't really been throwing much. So it is what it is. But we'll see. It's a championship rounds now. There's got to be some urgency. Otherwise, you know, he'll get outclassed. He needs to hurt Spence. Again, he did it once. He can do it again.
66 just 28 for Ugas, which is crazy because Ugas'
There you go. So Errol Spence Jr. doing a bit more boxing now, not really inside as much, but then steps right in with a left hand to the body and just places it, not loading up, but just placing it.
A right hook to the body by Spence. What a high-level matchup between Ugas and Spence.
Is there really? I'll check it out. I'll check out Benavidez' Carlo video. But
Ugas got backed up, and he took probably 3 or 4 steps backwards.
Body shot from Spence, uppercut, double left hand.
This no doubt would be the most gratifying.
Oh, uppercut. Ugas looks hurt. He wants to go down, but his fighter spirit won't let him. Errol has to show the expedited class to get him out of there. Straight left hand by Errol Spence. Ugas on the retreat. Spence looking for the knockout. Look at this set of measures to Terrence Crawford in the welterweight division. And Ugas looks freaking scared and shook right now.
He is backing away. He is on his bicycle trying
Uppercut
to
from Spence.
Ugas is eating heavy shots to the body as Errol continues to pound away on the left side of Yordenis Ugas.
What's going on?
For what, I don't know.
And so Lawrence Cole stops the fight right now. Not waving it off, but referee checking Ugas' eye to see if he can continue. I think they'll wave it off right now. He's saying no. Looks like he's starting to plead. The doctor puts his hand over the right eye. He's nodding his head no. And he says no. And that's it. They wave it off. Yordenis Ugas gets stopped in the 10th round by Errol Spence. So the Errol Spence knockout drought has ended. And the big fish is the big fish once again in his home of Dallas, Texas. You know, hey, Ugas, I wanted him to win. I thought he could do it. But my unbiased prediction was true. Errol Spence Jr. gets out of here with the victory. I was being biased with Ugas. But anyway, now we get to the business we want. Is Errol Spence Jr. going to call Terrence Crawford out? Will we see anything intriguing? We'll see. But, just this is hands down the best Errol Spence I've seen since Lamont Peterson, really. I can't even say Sean Porter because I'm going to say Lamont Peterson because he was dominant in that fight. My final scorecard before the stoppage, he was winning that round. So 7-2, 8-2. Ugas didn't win more than 2 rounds. It was unfortunate that he hurt Errol Spence and he didn't get credit for a knockdown. I don't know if that would have made any difference in the fight because Errol he's kind of like, and I mean this is a great compliment, he's kind of like Chocolatito, man, where like he just stays on top of you, and you gotta back him up to beat him. If you don't back up Errol Spence, in the fight, and you lose. It's as simple as that. It's the same thing as Chocolatito. If you don't back up Chocolatito, you lose. I wouldn't say it's full attendance, but they sold a lot. They sold at least 30,000 tickets, so it's a good crowd. Next fight has to be versus Crawford. Right now, it's at all time. Yeah, he can stop Ugas. I mean, shit. Crawford stops Porter, who's never been stopped, who's a hell of a fighter in the welterweight division. Now Spence stops Ugas, a guy that just beat Manny Pacquiao, and just you gotta give it to him. Errol Spence, hell of a fighter. It's good to see Errol Spence put the world on notice, especially people like me on notice, because when he puts it together, man, and he gets in the trenches, drowns you. Oh, man, Salah says, man, he's back. Fuck Salas. I told him, stop saying he doesn't have it no more. Oh, okay, Errol, I'm going to let you have it. I thought Spencer would win, but I wanted to make it interesting and take a risk because you always say, you always take the safe pick. So I said, you know what, today we're going to go live dangerously. The undisputed champion, Errol Spence, WBO fake champion. No, the WBO champion is the guy that's going to fucking tattoo Errol Spence. I mean, great performance, but he got hurt by Ugas. He gonna get freaking punished by Terrence Crawford. But let's see if Errol Spence has the balls and he fishes them out of Al Heyman's purse to call out Terrence Crawford. Let's see. Can't wait for this post-fight interview. See what he says. The big fish, talk your shit, but I told you say it for Crawford. Oh no. When he fights Crawford, it's on. I can't say when because we don't know if Errol Spence has the kind of courage to do that. If he fights Terrence Crawford, if Al Heyman and PBC get him out of protective custody, we'll see. But again, I'm not gonna hate on this performance. There were some times when I watched Errol Spence in this fight where he literally looked like Chocolatito. The way, not as far as like, I don't think he's as good as Chocolatito, but I'm talking about when he got in the trenches, the way he would place the combinations and then work off the pivots, it was very Chocolatito-esque. And for those of you that don't know, Chocolatito was actually one of Errol Spence Jr.'s favorite fighters. He likes him so much, he actually put Chocolatito above himself on his own personal pound-for-pound list. So it was what it was. The doctor stopped it. It wasn't the ref. The referee was Lawrence Cole, a piss-poor job as usual.
I'm going out to try to get the stoppage.
Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a time of 1 minute 44 seconds in round number 10. Our referee in charge, Lawrence Cole, stops the contest upon the advice of the ringside physician. He is the winner by way of technical knockout. He is still undefeated. And now the WBA, WBA, and IBF Unified Welterweight Champion of the World, the Truth, Errol Spence Jr.
For all these years, we heard Spence say that he's going to clean up his side of the street. Well, he got the broom. He cleaned this shit up. Let's not waste no time. If you're going to fight Crawford, you better do it. You better call him out in this motherfucking interview. Here we go.
Standing by with Jim Gray.
All right, Morrow, thank you very much. Errol, congratulations. You've got the 3 belts.
Thank you. It means a lot, man. It means a lot fighting in my hometown for my family, my friends, and everybody else who support me. These are my number 1 fans right here that came out to support me.
And they continue to support you. You had the 17-month layoff. You had the eye surgery. So there were a lot of questions coming into this fight. Did you have any doubts?
I had any doubts at all. Like I said, I believe in myself 100%. I trained 100%, and I just knew I would come with the victory. So that's what I wanted. I didn't want to tune-up fight or fight somebody I know I could beat. I wanted somebody who's going to bring the best out of me, and I knew Ugas was going to bring the best out of me.
You were in terrific condition, and you had a new conditioning coach and a nutritionist. How much did that help?
My nutritionist helped a lot. He made sure I eat right, made sure I drink my water, no junk food, and I lost the weight properly without using the sauna suit, sitting in the sauna sweat room. I lost the weight like how I'm supposed to lose the weight, scientific, and he did a great job, and I got down to 147 pounds, and I was looking strong. Thank you.
Your combinations were so effective tonight. What enabled that?
Just my work in the gym. I felt a little off, like my timing was a little off, but I knew I was gonna catch on later on in the rounds. So I just kept working, I kept throwing punches, and then sometimes I was being over patient, and then I was like just throwing punches instead of just picking my shots. But I think, that was due to the long layoff, and I was, super excited to get back in the ring, and I was trying to push the pace more than I needed to.
Looked like you got caught in the 6th round. Your mouthpiece went out. You turned away, and then you took a couple of shots. What happened there?
Oh, well, I thought the ref had said stop, so I stopped. and then he said he was like 3 or 4 shots. So, that's my part. That was a rookie mistake on myself. You're supposed to protect yourself at all times, and I didn't do that at all.
Were you out on your feet for a moment or two then?
Oh, no, I wasn't out on my feet. I turned and looked at my mouthpiece, and then he hit me, and I was like, oh, shit. Well, he just kept hitting me. I was like, damn. And then when I tried to put my hands up, he had stopped anyway because the ref had jumped in. So it was all right.
How is it that you have managed to become a better fighter through all of the adversity, through the car accident, through the eye? How is it that you've improved?
I believe in, you gonna go through trials and tribulations. I went through a lot of trials. I got tested, and I passed the test due to, just my upbringing, my mother, my father.
Man, ask about Crawford already.
Quit, not to give up, and just believing in myself and my family, and I wasn't to prove them wrong, and know I could come back. So I was like, man, why would I just quit now, and I can come back and I can still be at my best? I just got to train hard, stay focused, listen to my coach, and just stay out the way.
What's next?
Here we go.
Oh, everybody know who I want next. I want Terry Crawford next.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna make that happen?
Huh?
You're gonna make that happen?
Oh, definitely. That's the fight that I want. That's the fight everybody else want. Like I said, I will get these straps. I will go over there and take his shit too.
All right.
Okay.
Errol, congratulations. Terrific fight.
Okay, Errol.
Man down. Strap season. I know what time it is, baby. Terrence, I coming for that motherfucking belt.
Ooh.
All right.
Talk. Okay, Errol. He said, I'm coming for that motherfucking belt. I like that. I like it. Okay, Errol. I like that.
How are you?
¿Cómo te sientes, Yordenis?
No, me siento un poco triste porque no pude a la gente que me estaba apoyando darle la mejor actuación, pero entrené duro para llegar esta noche aquí y simplemente fui superado por uno de los mejores peleadores del deporte. Respeto para Spence, que es un gran campeón.
I feel sad because I trained really hard for this fight. All my respect to Errol Spence, he's a great champion. I'm just sad with what happened tonight.
Does he feel the stoppage was proper and can he see out of his eye? Or was he not able to have any vision?
Ya tú no podías ver del ojo. ¿Tú crees que de verdad podían parar la pelea cuando la pararon?
No, yo quería seguir luchando hasta el final. El ojo no estaba viendo, pero es una pelea. Yo quería seguir luchando. Pararon la pelea, el médico paró la pelea.
I wanted a battle. I couldn't see from the eye. The referee stopped the fight, but I wanted to keep going till the end.
In the 6th round, it seemed for just a moment that you might have had an opportunity to take this fight when his mouthpiece left. Did he feel that he had an opportunity then? And what happened from his vantage point?
Tú tuviste la oportunidad cuando se le sacó la boca. ¿Qué pensaste? ¿Que podías llevarte la pelea ahí?
Sí, pensé que tenía una oportunidad ahí. Spence es un gran campeón, se recuperó. Mucho respeto a Spence, a su entrenador.
I definitely had, I felt an opportunity to win the fight there, but he recuperated well. A lot of congratulations goes to him and his manager for, the work they did.
Thank you for your time.
Quiero darle las gracias a mi equipo, a mi entrenador, uno de los mejores del
I
mundo,
want to thank my team, especially one of my best trainers in the world,
a todas las personas que me apoyaron y especialmente mi comunidad cubana.
and especially my Cuban community that came out to support me.
Pues yo luché aquí, no pude ganar, pero parte de vida y representando a mi comunidad.
Homeland and liberty. That's for all.
Thank you very much. And finally, happy birthday, Sam Watson. BBC, 68 years old today. All right, Moro, back to you.
Yeah. So on that note, happy birthday to Sam Watson. But listen, man, I mean, look. So now we've gotten look. I had to psych myself up to get excited for this fight. Just being honest, because personally, look, I went to the Ugas media workout. I personally did not give truthfully. I'm only here because you guys. I really didn't give a fuck about this fight. I had to find ways to get excited for this fight. But now, after all these years, after all the bullshit, after all the politics, Errol's starting to talk that big boy talk. So look, it sounds good. I'm happy that he's finally talking about Crawford and being his real self. But at the end of the day, it's not up to Errol. It's up to PBC, Al Haymon, and all parties involved. Now, look, there's nowhere else to go. There's no other big fight in the welterweight division. I mean, unless they wanted to fight Keith Thurman, which I have never ruled that out. I've always said, you could always, consider that a good option for him to fight Keith Thurman on pay-per-view. But look, man, make this shit happen, man. Make this shit happen. Like now, in a way, it's good that he won because now the Errol Spence dick riders can just be like, look, okay. Because the one excuse was always like, oh, well, he needed to clean up his side of the street. Well, he's cleaned up his side of the street. And if he wants to go down in history books as an undisputed welterweight champion, then you know who you got to come see. You got to come see the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. You got to come see the best welterweight on planet Earth. And you got to be about what you say you are. Now, look, great performance. I'm not going to sit here and throw salt on the performance. I enjoyed the hell out of this performance. That motherfucker right there, that was the Errol Spence I fell in love with. That was the Errol Spence that when, 2017, 2018, I ran to his website and bought merchandise on his website. Like, that's the guy it was. So I'm happy to see him. I'm extremely happy to see this performance because now it's better that he stopped Ugas because now he's on a high. That you can honestly, that performance might actually be in running for the best performance of his career. Honestly. So now there's no excuses. There's no more roadblocks. Bud ain't top rank no more. The side of the street has been clean. This shit should be announced. Literally, like this is so obvious. This should be negotiated and sorted out within a month's time. But honestly, yeah, I'm gonna do the LDBC quickly. Spence's gloves were loaded. You guys see Ugas' face? They were clearly loaded. Let's keep that same energy. You guys are saying Fundora's gloves loaded because he beat the fuck out of Lubin. So let's keep that same energy. Errol Spence's gloves are loaded. Yeah, but yeah, he did look vulnerable at times. The only thing with Ugas is that Ugas wasn't going to beat Errol Spence with such a limited punch output. You know what I'm saying? So he took him to those deep waters and he drowned his ass real bad. Gave him a career-changing beatdown. But, Ugas, great champion. We respect what you did in your career. But Yordenis Ugas, all respect, he is no Terrence Bud Crawford. And you know what? Errol Spence is a hell of a fighter, too. He's an A-level fighter. But he's not a Terrence Crawford either. So I hope they sort this out as soon as possible. Like, honestly, they should just announce this shit tomorrow. Announce it tomorrow. Announce it within a week because we know what we want to see. Crawford's eye will be looking the same. You are out of your damn mind. Errol Spence is gonna catch a serious beatdown when they fight. This ain't no Ugas gonna go on there and just be happy to be there and be gracious for the opportunity. This ain't Ugas, all right? This is one of the all-time greats of the sport. This ain't freaking Danny Garcia who has real estate and investments and is just happy to get paid. This is a different type of animal. But he did get, and shout out to you, Akuma's a deception, a long time viewer of the channel. I haven't, listen, Akuma, you've had the same logo for years, but you got to get rid of that shit. You got to get a nice Florida Panthers logo as your your picture. But no, he didn't get hit too much for my liking as well. Terrence Crawford, what makes Terrence Crawford such a good fighter is that he can punch on the move. So, yes, Errol could do the same thing to Terrence and potentially drown him and have a great workman-like performance. But if he starts to try to barrel on top of Terrence and he misses, Terrence Crawford, one of his best qualities, if not his best quality, is his ability to sharpshoot, like punch on the move, counter punch on the move. Not a lot of guys can do that. So this was a Chocolatito-esque performance, which I did say earlier, Shakur, I don't know if you heard me earlier say, I said at times, Errol Spence, with the way he was in the pocket, working out the pivots and changing, he did look like a bootleg version of Chocolatito, which is actually a compliment. And it's not crazy because Chocolatito, if you know anything about Spence, is actually one of Spence's favorite active fighters. BT, I'm actually in shock. Like, he can be better. And also, Bud Crawford is a way better kind of puncher. The uppercuts are there to land. Yeah, no, they are. Ugas had success. I mean, he hurt Errol Spence off of an uppercut. Errol threw a punch. Ugas bent his knees. And the initial punch that stunned Errol Spence was an uppercut. So yeah, listen, that's what I'm saying, Hyro. I knew it. It holds true to form. I told you guys, like I picked Ugas just to make the live interesting. I really didn't think he was gonna win, to be honest with you. But I told you guys, it never fails. If you see a fighter when he first steps into the arena, walk to the locker room with his girlfriend and or wife, they get fucked up. It happened to Thurman, happened to Wilder, now it's happened to Ugas. Berlanga did it against Rolls, and he barely won against Steve Rolls and performed very poorly. Like, it never fails. Yeah, obviously Terrence is going to have to tighten up defensively, but Terrence is very fast. Terrence has the best killer instinct in boxing, so Errol can't get hurt by him. I'll tell you this, if he has a moment like that against Terrence Crawford, like he had with Ugas in that 6th round, the fight will be stopped, because that's what happens. No. Ugas a big guy, strong, sturdy, can punch from awkward angles, so you got to be careful and take your time with a guy like that. And that's why that's a huge it's a huge feather in the cap of Errol Spence. So you give credit where credit is due. Baki Hamna says that Ugas probably got some ass before the fight. He might have. This is probably his last fight. Crawford and Spence, you know what? Like, there's been a lot of shit talking going back and forth in this channel. But look, I've told you guys many times, I'm not an Errol Spence hater. I just hate the way he's been moving the last couple of years. And, you know, but listen, if he fights Crawford next, then that means he was a man of his word. And I might have to repent for what I said. So, you know, I just want to see the fight. May the best man win. You guys clearly know that I think that guy is Terrence Bud Crawford. But if Spence wins, then you're going to have to give him all the credit in the world. No, it's one of the best in boxing. You know, it's very hard to keep a guy like that from barreling down on top of you. When you're a guy like Ugas who operates a lot out of the high guard and you're not throwing a lot of punches, your ass is grass. So Spence did what Spence looked like the Spence tonight. I'm gonna tell you this. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Errol Spence's fight when he was a prospect against Chris Van Heerden, but sometimes I was watching this fight, I'm like, man, this looks like 2015 Spence that fought Chris Van Heerden. So all respect in the world. All the respect in the world goes to Errol. I want to be looking out on all the boxing media channels to see what he says about Crawford, and then we'll give our thoughts some more after. But yeah. No, of course, Spence's work rate has always been like this, but the one thing that I felt he didn't have his last fight against a guy like Danny Garcia was when he would get in the trenches and stuff letting his hands go, he wasn't working off the pivots like he was in this fight. And that's a good sign to me that Errol Spence is actually, like, you can say he's actually back, like, because of not just the conditioning and not just the work rate, but it's more so the conditioning, the work rate, the punch placement, and the pivots. The pivots, working out the pivot on the inside. I mean, it was masterful stuff, and you got to tip your cap to Errol Spence. Yeah, the Danny Garcia fight, I told you guys, I didn't really consider that his comeback fight because, for one, Danny Garcia is a complacent fighter at this stage of his career, and it's all about the money. So I knew he wasn't going to get a guy that was going to give him enough resistance to show his best qualities. But in a fight against this guy, he saw more qualities. But at the same time, BT, Crawford's chin is questionable. I feel like Spence is going to punish him because sometimes Spence won't be there to. I think he's going to beat Crawford. Oh, hey, me and you have gone back and forth this many times. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Errol will, in the early stages of that fight, he'll start throwing that volume jab in there. And unlike Ugas, you know, he won't be in the high guard just waiting for an opening. Crawford will be moving his head. He'll probably get hit a couple times, I'm not going to lie. But he will sharpshoot that dude. And when he starts sharpshooting Errol Spence, the question then becomes, what kind of adjustment can Spence make to Crawford? And if he makes the adjustment to Crawford, then Crawford can make the adjustment to Spence. Those pivots will help him against Crawford, but what you fail to realize is Crawford can pivot too. And Crawford can pivot out of different stances. So we're going to see what's going to happen. They gave Ugas too much credit for Manny. Now, I don't think so. Manny Pacquiao was coming off the Thurman win. People only say he was old after the Ugas fight. Before the Ugas fight, a lot of people picked Manny to win. So we're not going to do that. We're not going to throw salt on what was a great win for him against Manny. he had a great run of form after the Porter fight, but he ran into a guy tonight who was a buzzsaw. He knew what was at stake. He knew that the car fight was at stake. We haven't seen a Spence get a man down in some years now, but we finally seen Spence get a man down, and it was beautiful to see. Ugas used the same game plan for Pac, and it failed when he tried that overhand loop right. Yeah, Spence was reading that overhand right great all night. When Ugas got in a bind, he'd always throw that overhand right, and even when it landed, Spence saw it about a second and a half before it landed. He just rolled his shot, turned his chin. He did a great job at defending that. Spence got hurt and dropped in this fight too. You could say his chin is questionable as well. Double stand. I mean, he did. If we're being honest, right? I know the ref didn't call it because people like to say that Terrence got dropped by Kavaluskas and these kind of guys and got hurt by Gamboa and whatever. But Spence got dropped. I don't want to I don't want to let him off the hook. You're right. They called Manny O because of the 2-year layoff. Yeah, but even if it was a 2-year layoff, he was coming off the Thurman win. So you can't really say that. The last time he was seen in the boxing before Ugas, we beat Keith Thurman. Isak Cruz versus Ugas would be a great catchphrase fight in the future. I'm good on that one. Listen. I mean, Ugas can still fight, but he's 35. He's made some exceptional money in boxing. He's got a fine-ass wife that apparently loves him for real because I know people in Vegas that know him, and they told me it's not superficial. Like, she actually likes him for him, which was great. All these guys in the chat were wrong. I knew they weren't really with Ugas. Truthfully, look, I wasn't even really with Ugas. I got a little confidence from the weigh-in, but that shit didn't matter at all. Because I knew the key to Ugas winning this fight was going to be he had to cut the volume jab of Spence down. He didn't do that, so I knew after a couple rounds he was going to lose. Absolutely. Crawford will beat Spence. No doubt about it. Take it to the bank and cash your checks on Sunday. Terrence Crawford is beating Errol Spence Jr. Can't wait. My only hope is that PBC don't do no bullshit and they get right to it. Man. Eddie Morales says, BT, mark my words. Styontis is the next king of the welterweight division. Well, I'll tell you this. I've seen Styontis fight a couple of times. I wasn't like blown away by him. I was in some ways blown away by Boutiev's last performance against Jamal James. So I have Boutiev as a slight favorite coming in, but just seeing how Styontis did in his fight against Boutiev what Ugas needed to do to beat Spence. He was able to neutralize and cut the jab of what's his name? Boutiev down to size. He did a great job at that. And because of that, he wasn't throwing as much. And when he got on the front foot and landed, he was able to really have an impact in the fight. So yeah, he impressed me tonight. I would say that Styontis for me is he's definitely on my radar now. When I talk about big fights within the PBC stable, his name will get thrown in the mix now. Now I'm seeing a little bit of what the fuss is about because I wasn't really blown away by him. I seen him fight. I think it was it Collazo? I think it was Collazo. I didn't really see what all the fuss is about. Yeah, you can't cry about Ugas losing. Like I would have liked to see Ugas win, but the better man won, and you tip your cap to him. Spence only got hurt because he thought the ref stopped the fight. Well, then that's a good excuse, but that shows that maybe he's not always switched on, and you can't have lapses like that against Terrence Crawford, who's the best finisher in boxing. You guys are talking about Spence beating Crawford. Crawford hasn't won the distance in 6 years. His last 8 or 9 fights, he's stopped everybody. So whoever can't stop Spence's jab, they're gonna lose. And for me, Crawford doesn't throw enough. But that's my opinion. Yeah, well, we'll see, man. Crawford's got a couple of ways to offset the Spence jab. Whether or not he does it, we won't know until they fight. But I think he could do it. I think he could do it. I think one of the ways he can do it is by sharpshooting, counter punching on the move. Terrence is very good at counter punching on the move and making guys miss when he's moving. So I can see a couple ways he neutralizes it. But listen, great night of boxing. Maybe Ugas can fight Conor Ben. Maybe Eddie Hearn will try to jump on Ugas losing to Spence and pay him a lot of money to come to the UK so that if Conor Ben beats Ugas, then he can say Conor Ben did something that Manny Pacquiao couldn't do. I could see Eddie Hearn doing some bullshit like that. Y'all boys are hurting because Spence won the fight. Not at all. I literally feel not even an ounce of sadness. If anything, I'm actually happy that Errol Spence, for the first time in a presidential term, stopped someone. He showed he still can do that. So I'm not mad at all. At this point, it's like I'm happy. I'm actually relieved because now one of the excuses that the Spence fanboys love to use about cleaning the side of the street and all that bullshit, that's out the window. He's cleaned his side of the street up. So let's see what happens. Yeah, no, absolutely. If Al makes the fight, this will be the 4th undisputed title fight. Well, good, man. Shout out to Al Heyman, man, if he does it. This is Spence after a 17-month layoff. He's gonna fucking punish Crawford. Oh my God. You that's very wishful thinking. I know that you're happy that he beat Ugas, and you should because I know you love Spence. But that is not gonna happen. That is not gonna happen. And when Crawford beats Spence, I don't want to hear nothing about, because by the time they fight, Spence fought in November. If Spence don't take no interim fights, let's say they fight in like what? Let's say they fight in like September, right? Or Crawford hasn't fought since November. That would be like a 10-month layoff. If they fight in November, that's a year layoff pretty much. If they fight in December, that's over a year layoff. He's gonna beat Spence with a year layoff. Who's the A and B between the two, Bud and Earl? Who cares? Who cares? I don't want to hear about A side, B side. I don't hear about purse splits. Get this fucking fight done. We've talked enough about A sides and B sides and all this nonsensical stuff that doesn't mean anything. Like, just fight. Like, get both parties involved, the amount of money that would be sufficient for both of them, and give the boxing fans what they deserve. Because we put up with enough bullshit over the years, with the side of the street, going the easier route, and all this stuff. So listen, Errol Spence is talking real direct, and he's talking a good game. But let's see how good he talks when it comes time to negotiate that fight. It's easy to talk a good game when you just stopped Yordenis Ugas and your emotions are running high. You got the 3 belts on your chest. But let's see what the verdict becomes when they actually go to negotiate that fight. Or maybe, wishful thinking, maybe the fight's already been negotiated and we'll get an announcement soon. We'll see, but yeah. Ugas should have fought Crawford so Crawford could have cleaned his side of the street. Well, yeah. Finally, Black Picasso has something new to talk about. Well, yeah. Shout out to Black Picasso. But Crawford don't throw enough BT. Like, I'm not trying to disrespect Crawford, but you guys are acting like he never looked bad against Porter before the stoppage. But you want to know why he made an adjustment. That's the difference. Like, whether he fought Porter or Brook or Postal or Ndongo or Diaz or Breedis Prescott or Ricky Burns, the one common denominator, whether Crawford wins decisively or if he goes through a little bit of adversity, is there's always an adjustment made somewhere in the fight. So, yeah, I can acknowledge that he looked bad in the early parts of the Porter fight, but he made the adjustment. When he fought Victor Postal, he made adjustments. When he fought, what's his name? When he fought Felix Diaz, he dominated the fight, but he made adjustments to set up the stoppage. So that's my thing. Yeah, he's a bit vulnerable, but so was Spence. Spence has shown vulnerability. Spence, it hasn't happened yet, but Spence has shown to be actually like prone to be outboxed. I mean, Kell Brook was having a lot of success boxing him in that fight. You know, has been a lot of examples of Errol Spence being outboxed. He's one of the most fundamentally sound fighters in the game. I mean, even hey Shakur, I know you say that I overrate Tim Duncan, but even Errol Spence said it himself. He said, "I'm the Tim Duncan of boxing." So, you know, basically what that means is he's not the most exciting, he's not the most flashy, but he knows how to get it done. He's very efficient, and yeah, he pretty much called himself one of the greatest because Tim Duncan's one of the greatest. So, yeah, man, and Tim Duncan in boxing. I don't think he's as good at boxing as Tim Duncan was at basketball, but that, you know, I like that analogy. That's what I'm saying. The A side, B side shit is not the fans' business. That's their personal business. They should be talking about their purses in public. Keep it private. Absolutely. He didn't look bad against Porter before Savage. Plus, looking bad against Porter isn't a bad thing. Everyone looks bad against Porter. Brook looked bad against Porter. Crawford looked bad against Porter. Spence was arguably losing to Porter before he dropped him. You know, even in Sean Porter's dominant performances, like against like Andre Berto and Adrian Granados and Adrian Broner, everyone's looked bad. Like there's never been one guy on the face of the earth who's looked like great the whole fight against Sean Porter. Put some respect on my boy Sean Porter's name. It's impossible to overrate Tim Duncan. Absolutely impossible. You can't overrate a guy who has the most All-NBA defensive teams. He's the oldest man to make an All-NBA team. He made the playoffs every year with 50 wins bare minimum. He won the MVP of the finals and won the finals his second year in the league. I mean, the guy was just great. Set a high standard for what it truly means to be great in the basketball. That's why when you apply the Tim Duncan standard to most modern day basketball players, they suck. Yeah, man, just overall great night. Great night of boxing. I'm just really anxious to see what's gonna happen in these next couple hours. And I'll be monitoring that here on True School Sports. Expect loads of great content here. Thank you guys for supporting the live and the channel. But Duncan is gay. His ex-wife said it. Well, there's no proof of that. And if she's his ex-wife, it means that she's bitter and emotional and saying bullshit, more than likely, you know. He can't be gay because he was married to her. So at minimum, if he had a wife, it means he's bisexual. You know, there's a difference. Fuck Lawrence Cole. You know, that's the only thing I'll say tonight. Spence had a great performance. Ugas did what he could, but fuck Lawrence Cole. I'll tell you this. If Crawford and Spence fight, I don't want to see Lawrence Cole in that ring. They better get a legitimate ref. They better get a legitimate fucking referee for that fight. No Lawrence Cole. Lawrence Cole has history of fucking up big fights like Salido and Loma, Froch Groves won, even this fight to an extent. Let me see what we got. Shakur says, I know BT Spence looked vulnerable, but Brook threw a lot. Yeah, but you don't understand BT. Porter throws a lot of punches. Okay, I'll call you guys after the fight. Listen. Yes, Porter throws, but Porter is also a shorter, stockier fighter. So, listen, the styles make fights. You know, we'll see what happens when the contracts hopefully get signed. Shout out to my guy John from Long Island. We appreciate you, John. As the saying goes around these parts, when the super chats come out, so does Don King. So Don King, talk to him.
Hey everybody, let's have some fun. You don't live but once, and when you're dead, you're done. So let the good times roll. It don't matter whether you're young or old. Let the good times roll.
Let the good times roll than by playing the guitars. Stone Cold, show them how you play the guitar.
That's how a white man plays guitar.
There you go. That's apparently how a white man plays guitar, according to Stone Cold. But he says, great job as always, BT. Yeah, I appreciate you, John. Thank you for the support, love. People like you really help the channel keep going, and we're gonna keep going again. We'll be live. Let me see. We'll be live next weekend for Fury versus White, and then I'll be live throughout the week with Pops. So get ready for those. Get ready for those lives that you guys really like during the week with Pops. You know, Pops talking this shit, getting everybody turned up. You know, Duncan almost drove my boy T-Mac in Atlanta, but Doc Rivers dropped the ball telling Duncan that he couldn't bring his family on the team playing. Could you imagine the Duncan T-Mac duo? That would have been insane. T-Mac would have actually got out the first round in his prime because T-Mac could never get out the first round. He's had bad luck his whole career. That would have, you would have had T-Mac, Duncan, and potentially maybe even a Grant Hill if he could stay healthy. But I know a lot about that. What's funny is, too, the Spurs actually almost wound up trading for Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd almost came to the Spurs, so imagine a prime Jason Kidd with Tim Duncan. That would have been just absolutely insane. But listen, guys, on that note, we're gonna wrap it up. You know, it's been a great live. I had a great time talking to you guys today. Thank you guys for the love, the support, the super chats, and just helping keep one of the realest channels in boxing going. I'm going to keep doing right by you guys and doing right by the sport. Expect some videos on Crawford and Spence in the next couple of days and throughout the week. But, yeah, you guys take care. God bless. Be safe. Make sure you strive to be the best you can in life for nobody else but yourself. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Dania. So until next time, take care, guys.